September 21st is the Big Asp Open.
Pew, pew, pew.
We keep shouting it out, guys, because there's still some spots left. So if you want to squat up and come have a great time with us, do so. You can head over to harddragpush.com and see us right on the main page for registration. It is now open. So if you have your squad, go sign up. Just wanted to kind of give a little info real quick on the beneficiary of the tournament. It is Project Healing Waters. Basically a group that helps veterans get reacclimated back home after, being in duty, and then they just go on fly fishing trips and teach them how to fish, and it's pretty cool. Have some camaraderie. It's an awesome group of guys nationwide that they do this stuff with. So we're very happy to be partnered up with them, and near and dear to the family too, because my brother actually runs one of the chapters, my brother-in-law. So very happy to help the boys out. So again, if you have your squad ready, come join the fun. The Big Asp Open is now ready to rumble for registration again over at Hard Drag Push. So head on over and get your squad registered today for the Top Golf Cornhole Tournament of the century.
Wow.
Before we get into this episode, want to give a shout out to Dragon Bags, the greatest bag makers in all the land, because they made us better throwers. If you want to join the train and become just better with equipment, hop over to dragonbags.com. That's with a Z, and grab yourself a great set today and up your game and get on our level.
Cornhole. Big ass cornhole. We hope you throw it straight. And nothing but four baggers from here on out.
All right, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Asp Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are back with you as always. What's going on, man?
Not too much, just back and ready to get after it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like as always.
Busy episode as always, but let's not break tradition. I am thirsty, and I've been saving my sip for our favorite segment. Dane, tell them what we're drinking tonight in our segment called What You Drinking?
What you drinking?
Well, Sean, we're just going to kind of allude to something that's going to pop up later in this episode, but it's a Bloody Mary. Yep, that's ice and a frosty cold Bloody Mary. This mix is from McClure's.
Wow, is that good?
Yeah, it's a delightful one. I guess it's a company out of Detroit. So if you guys ever see it on a shelf, it's just in a big old mason jar, and it's not too thick, not too thin. It just kind of sits at the right level. There's a great heat to it. I love me a spicy Bloody Mary.
God, is that good?
Yeah, and it's not like overly powerful in the tomato region either. Like it's just,
that's what I like about it.
yeah, it's not like punchy. So I'm a big fan.
It's spiced really well.
Yeah,
Because like I don't like when I get a Bloody Mary and it's just like vodka and tomato.
exactly.
juice. Like I don't like, hell no. Like I want it to taste unhealthy.
Yeah, when I make my own mix, this is much what it comes out
Yes,
to be.
very good. Like this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy that.
Big fan. Also, we threw some Rat King vodka in
Yes.
there.
Pretty good.
That's actually from a company called King Dane out in Toledo, Ohio. So
Toledo, Ohio. How about that?
there we go. Rat King vodka, delightful as well. McClure's Bloody Marys. Get some.
Well, Cornhole family, we have more audio gold planned for you all today. We have bags to review. Up today is the newest series by Black Sheep Baggers, Gotti. We're going to be previewing the upcoming Bag Brawl finals, and then there are dramatic readings. And then we're going to be joined by ACL Pro Doubles team, who are representing in the women's event this weekend, Miss Miranda Coy and Miss Lori Dool.
Heck yeah.
But before we
fun.
get into all that, we're going to bring you what's going on in our cornhole lives in the segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Black Sheep Baggers, are you looking to elevate your cornhole game to the next level? Well, look no further than Black Sheep Baggers, where quality meets innovation. Whether you're a casual player or a seasoned pro, we have everything you need to dominate the boards. They offer premium cornhole bags. Why settle for ordinary when you can play with the best? Join Black Sheep Baggers family today and experience the thrill of cornhole like never before. Whether you're gearing up for backyard fun, tournaments, or tailgate parties, we've got you covered. Code BIGASP is going to save you some money. And don't forget about gnarly boards. if you're in the market for a new set of boards, Gnarly has got you covered. All right. Why choose Gnarly? Their boards are built together. They're sturdy, reliable, killer designs. We play on them almost every week in like the Cleveland leagues and stuff like that. We can't say enough about them. So if you go to gnarlybags.com and use code BIGASP, you're going to save yourself some money on your brand new custom set of cornhole boards. Probably the most important piece of equipment you can have.
Of course.
Because you can get new bags, right?
Yeah, but boards,
like they can last you such a long time, and it's truly an investment. And if you want a wise investment, Gnarly's the answer.
Heck yeah.
All right, so go to gnarlybags.com, use code BIGASP, and you're going to save some money. All right, man.
Sweet.
So, what's going on? How's your weekend?
Weekend was it was good.
Eventful, like you guys went to the lake, right?
Yeah, went out to the lake, just kind of hung out. Didn't leave the lake when we were out there, so it was very calm and fun. Made some killer steaks for everybody.
Nice.
On Saturday night, they were chef's kiss, but like the mother-in-law purchased 12 Delmonicos. So yeah, we feasted. I also had steak for breakfast with some steak and eggs, and so did my brother-in-law Tony. So we both consumed we were talking about it. It was roughly 26 ounces of steak.
And is he can he just put away food?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
If it's steak and stuff,
because he's not a big dude.
He's not, but he's just a machine.
Okay.
So yeah, he can put it. But yeah, we were both just like, there's two steaks sitting there.
Like, don't you always wonder,
Breakfast.
like, when you see someone super skinny, it's like, where do you put it? Because, like, I know me, it's like years of slowly expanding. Yeah. Like, I know there's room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's just metabolism, Sean. People have it. All right. We were not born with it.
There?
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyways. So this weekend, Sunday, we had my daughter's 7th birthday party. Went to this little Memphis Kiddie Park. Saturday, I was supposed to go golfing, right? I was supposed to be in this golf outing. I was going to go with Kevin Allen, a few people. It fell through. Didn't happen. My daughter ended up with some stomach issues. So really, it was going to come down to, as long as I took one of the kids, my wife was going to Pittsburgh and she was going to be gone till 9 or 10 that night. Mm-hmm. So she's like, I don't care. You go golfing. So I'm like, sweet. Whoever's around, I'm going to take you. Well, she took Logan, who was feeling fine. Nora was not feeling good at all. So missed out on that. But I did get to watch a lot of golf. I got to watch a lot of golf. So I watched all day on Saturday.
I watched quite a bit on Saturday as well. Because you're just in and out of the house. So
Sunday I saw the holes that mattered.
Yeah.
I saw Rory at 16 missed the putt.
I watched the last 3 hours of coverage straight on Sunday. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It was, dude, I'm sorry, but biggest choke job you've ever seen on a PGA course?
One of, yeah.
For sure.
Because it wasn't just one hole.
Yeah, exactly.
It happened twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if he only missed one of those putts, listen, it can happen, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we've all got good.
And he got over the hurdle. He came back and
and hit an amazing chip on 18.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy, man.
Oh my God.
But I was happy. I mean, I won some money because I put money on Bryson to win. So, I mean, nothing crazy, but $200. So I was happy.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to think. Birds. So
birds.
We have this vents, right? And it attaches to the fan for our bathroom. Okay. It's on the main floor, right? It's this little half bath.
Poo stank out.
So we know, correct. So we know at one point there was a bird in there and it had a nest, and that was last year, went away. Well, this year it seemed to come back. So it clearly laid eggs. We could hear little babies, and my wife's like, "You can't go up there when they're you just can't." So we waited a while, right?
Yeah.
We thought they were gone because it was quiet for a while. So I was going to go up there. I'm like, listen, I'm going to try to shop back whatever's up there, if there's a nest, and I'm going to really close it so nothing could get in here again. Well, when I open up the vent and I started shop vacuuming, I hear clump clump, and I'm like, and my wife
let me see if I can get the sound.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Pretty damn close, yeah. And Val, who's my wife, looks at me and she's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "I think there were still baby birds up there." And she's freaking out. She's like, "What are you going to do?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going to open and hope they're dead. I'm just going to chuck it in there and we'll be good."
Give them to the cats.
Yeah, we'll be good. Well, so I open it up and they're all near dead. They're not completely dead though. They're still moving quite a bit, but pretty jacked up at this point. So I had to murk some baby birds. Then there was
Did
one
you feel
left.
like a big man?
No, I felt kind of bad. There was one left in there apparently. So I went in there. I'm like, all right, if there's anything else, went in there with the stick, thought it was all gone, went in there with the stick one more time, and all of a sudden this thing went kamikaze and just like dive bombed out. Well, it can't fly yet.
Yeah.
Just lands on, and then the dogs are trying to go after it. So I pick it up and like put it under a bush. I'm like, hey, this is as much as I can do for you. Mm-hmm. You're on your own. It's a tough world out there. I hope your mom and dad find you. Maybe find a nice little nest.
He's probably dead like 3 feet from where you dropped him.
Probably. But so
Bailey's
that was,
already eaten them.
Yeah, so it's been fun. Just nature.
Yeah, I saw a really beautiful bald eagle at the lake. Yeah, just there's a nest.
Did you cry?
I didn't.
Did you hear Toby Keith?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. It just so happened I was standing on the dock and I turned around, and to my left was the Air Force flag and to my right was the American flag, and the bald eagle was literally just like in the sky right in that moment, just above the canopy.
And you chose to embrace the moment.
Yeah, no, I tried to grab my phone, but I left it in the golf cart back on the land. So
Gotcha. All right,
couldn't get it in time.
This weekend, upcoming
birds, Sean. I was trying to be part of your theme.
Yeah, it was great.
All right,
I was
just lost over it. You're over here murking birds. I'm trying to give people hope. All right, good Lord, bird killer, baby bird killer.
How would you have killed the bird?
Dude, there's a lot of messed up ways.
So I just took a shovel.
All right, stop elaborating. All right, let's move on. You're right. Let's just move on.
Thank you. All right. So, anyways, back in the neck, just a little.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, so this weekend, the ACL Bag Brawl, which was National 3, the finals for this weekend. So we have singles, doubles, and then you have women's doubles, and then you have the 2 pro shootouts. For sake of time, we're not going to go over the pro shootouts because I just don't care about them.
That's very biased.
I know it is. Anyways, so singles. We have 4 people. We have Cheyenne Renner or Bubenheim, Ryan Trader, Alex Rawls, and Trey Birchfield. All right. So in that order is the order they play. So we have Cheyenne versus Ryan Trader. All right.
Yep.
We touched on this a little bit last week. We didn't really come out with our full predictions. Mm-hmm. I dropped an article, so I don't think it's going to be a surprise necessarily who I think is going to win. I thought about it since I wrote the article. And I feel comfortable going with Ryan against Cheyenne right now. And not taking anything away from her. It's just she even admitted she's still kind of like a 1 or 2 dimensional player. Like she's a phenomenal slide, high PPR, and she can shoot an airmail. Can she go through bags consistently enough? I think it's also going to depend on board condition. If boards are playing fast, I think that's going to play a big advantage for Cheyenne.
Yeah,
a big advantage. But I think if we've seen how they've been so far, it seems like every national, the boards are starting to slow down a little bit. So I think they're going to play very average, what they're kind of used to. I think being young, like it kind of helps in this situation. Like, and he expects to be here, and he's already won some opens. You know what I mean? So we know he can win the whole freaking thing. So I just feel comfortable with Ryan. I think he has all the shots, and I think we're going to see a junior win it before a female.
All right.
What do you think? You think the opposite?
I didn't really get a chance to speak on this when we were talking with Miranda and Lori because we did go over this thing too. But honestly, what I'm hoping for is Cheyenne versus Birchfield. And then rematch, and Cheyenne takes it.
That's
down.
another storyline that honestly I wasn't even really thinking of.
Yeah,
but
I think that would be a really great storyline for the game. But again, like storylines are just fairy tales. So, in my heart of hearts, I do think I think the Renner Trader match is going to be the one to watch.
Bubenheim.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I know. Cheyenne. I'm just going to call you Cheyenne.
Correct.
From now on. So Cheyenne and Trader. I think that's going to be the one to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Because again, there's a lot of variables there. Rawls, Birchfield. To me, we've said it. They play a very similar game. It's just who's going to play it better and take it.
In that matchup, it stylistically, man, it's so similar. I really just feel like Alex has had more success recently in singles. He's always near the top. I mean, he's finished second the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He's won a national somewhat recently. And again, Trey, we know, has been a former world champion, and we know he can't get it done. I just feel like I think going into this match, Rawls would be the favorite.
Again, I think he is the favorite. I would put him in there, but
Yeah. I would
heart
agree.
of hearts, love to see Cheyenne versus Trey.
Yeah, agree. So in doubles, we have Justin Burton Jr. and Logan Chamberlain versus Mark Richards and Tony Smith in the first match. The second match, we have Alex Rawls and Derek Holland versus Tanner Halpert and Jacob Trzynski.
Yeah.
The first match, Burton Jr., Chamberlain, Smith, and Richards. Man, it really comes down to which Mark Richards are we seeing? If we're seeing former number one player in the world caliber Mark Richards, I think that they're going to win the whole thing and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
If there's a team to beat him, though, I think that Burton Jr. and Logan Chamberlain are knocking on the door. We've had them both very high in our power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a matter of time before they made another broadcast. Logan Chamberlain just seems like one of the best players in the world right now.
I think the question mark on that side is actually Burton Jr. now.
I'm interested to see who matches up against who, because I would love to see a Chamberlain versus Tony Smith.
I was thinking the same thing.
I would like to see that.
Stylistically, I would love to see those two go head to head because they're both tacticians. They can play that.
I don't think we're going to
game.
get like that, though.
I don't think
it's going to be the
either.
opposite.
Yep. I think Mark Richards is just going to be like, I just don't want to mess around with it. So
yeah, and Mark is just such a smart player
exactly
that he's going to try to limit Logan's ability to get big
and
rounds.
let Tony try to put the screws to Justin. And again, if Justin's on his game, though,
we've seen it.
Exactly. He's done it before,
but he just hasn't been that guy since national.
Exactly.
I guess 2. I guess you can say before the finals.
Exactly, but it's all right. I mean, he can click.
I know, and that's why this one is a tough one because I think the winner of this one probably wins it all. I would think, but on the other side, you sit there and you have Tanner and Jacob going against Derek and Alex. This is one of those, again, I don't know. The wild card to me in this whole match is going to be Derek Holland.
Yeah.
And because Derek Holland is just very steady. He's not flashy at all in his gameplay. But if he can stay down the middle, I think that they can be a handful because we know how good Alex Rawls is on the other side.
Is this his first Nationals appearance?
I think Nationals appearance, yes. I mean, obviously he's been on for teams
stuff, yeah.
But I believe yes for his first Nationals appearance. I think so.
Again, I mean, I'm not expecting him to be rattled by that or anything, but sometimes it just does weird things to people. So.
It's ironic because these are my first 2 picks in the fantasy league that I'm in.
Yeah,
I've done well. Unfortunately, they both play each other the first round. Yeah. Of course.
We can't win.
Going into this season, I had Tanner and Jacob higher. Okay.
Yeah.
I just think they have something about it, like with the bright lights. Trzynski just seems to show up, and Tanner's he's just always there, always kind of just messing around. And when he does show up, he typically performs really well. So I'm gonna go with Halbert and Trzynski in this one. I think it's gonna be a very close match, but I think when it comes down to it, I think that Tanner is gonna be on with his airmail. Jacob's gonna hit some timely shots, and it's really just minimizing damage. Don't let Alex score these absurd rounds on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Put bags in the hole. Don't leave a mess around it because that's when he just makes you look dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I mean, it's tough to say. If I had to make a prediction right now, I don't know why. I just kind of have that feeling again for Burton Jr. and Chamberlain. I don't know why. I just feel like Logan just went down to the TCL stuff and he did very well down there again. So I don't know. I just have this feeling that they're gonna lock in, but we'll see.
Again, he might be able to, the way the season's been shaken out, he might be able to put the screws to Mark Richards.
Does the winner of that match, do they take over? Are they the number 1 spot for doubles for you?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, they've been very consistent. So,
right.
Yeah, I think that would kind of put them right up there.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to, I mean, all 4 of these teams to me belong in the top 10. I don't remember off the top of my head if Halper and Trzynski stayed in mine last time or if they were just out, but they're right around there. So I'll be interested. And then women's doubles, I really don't know what to think. You have Miranda Coy and Lori Dool going against Sarah Cassidy and Elizabeth Tennyson. If you're looking on paper, just on the 2 individual players, Cassidy and Tennyson would be considered the favorites.
Yeah.
But you can make this argument that Coy and Dool have like this chemistry thing that just works for them.
Yeah, and Coy's
there's
the
a
second best
comfortability.
female in the sport right now. So
In the pro singles, yes, she's the second highest rated female right now. She's having a phenomenal season. But what worries me is you'll hear later on when Lori's talking, she talks about getting nervous.
Yeah.
Like that first game. There's no second game here.
Exactly.
Like you gotta show up on the dot, ready to rock and roll. So I'm interested to see if she can start off hot. I think that they're gonna be fine. Like I think it's gonna be a very good match. But you can't rely on Miranda to pick up points every single round because the other two ladies that you're throwing against are very, very good.
absolutely, yeah.
Sarah Cassidy doesn't always shine on the pro, like when it's gender neutral stuff, right? But in women's, the girl just wins doubles events. I'm gonna lean towards Cassidy and Tennyson winning this because of this Cassidy effect. She just tends to kind of find in the finals, whether it's Cheyenne or now it's Elizabeth. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good match.
I think so too.
I'm excited for it.
I think so too. All right, you want to do the bag review?
Sure.
Let's do it.
And it's not just making them smaller. They completely reshape them. They make them more supple and symmetrical.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move.
All right, so our bag review this week is the Black Sheep Baggers, their newest bag, Gotti. All right, so first thing I noticed about this bag, it is little bigger than what I typically see out of Black Sheep Baggers. They went with a slightly larger template for this one, it seems like. Still on the fuller side, though.
A little bit,
an
yeah.
initial grip. And it's a hybrid-ish carpet bag. And I say ish because it seems like a little bit thicker than some of the stuff that's been out. I don't think it's the same stuff. I really don't.
It's just got like
do we have another set over there?
it's got a thicker weave to it.
Do we have another set of like hybrid stuff over laying around? Let's see this.
There you go.
I feel like it's really similar, but I feel like it's just a hair off.
Here, let's see this.
Dane's gonna go hunting for a same colored bag. Yeah, this other stuff. It's just tough to. Because it definitely still has the two.
Yeah, we have
tones,
the two most.
But I just feel like the
popular-
shape of this
Exactly. Yeah.
is just off.
Yeah.
Just
So
slightly.
it's not off. It's just different.
Just different. Yeah. It's just a little bit.
We have the
different.
two most popular
It felt-
hybrid carpets in front of us. This
it
one
felt
is just a
rougher.
little bit different, but
It felt
again,
rougher, but again, on fast boards, when it is rough a little bit, it moves up the board pretty
Yeah,
fast.
and
The nice thing is it
it's not
plays
bad.
consistent speed wise compared to all the other hybrid carpets that are out there. We'll call it like 5.5, sometimes a 6, depending on. It can go a little bit slower. The boards are really tacky. On the slick side, you have this like that same Viper slick stuff that we've been saying for years. This is a 9, very square template. It's bigger than what we normally see out of them. But again, sometimes with this hybrid carpet, it's almost like you're cheating because you make it just a hair on the hair bigger side. It just makes it that much more forgiving.
yeah,
But it's still a very dense bag.
it is, and I think the carpet side has something to do with that a little.
Definitely like a slightly blended fill, some flat, some round. But yeah, it's a very nice feeling bag. Like I like this fill. Like it's something that like compacts well into my hand. Sometimes when it's all like the smaller round stuff, I just feel shit shifting around in my hand.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. Like it's too fine. This gives me something tactile that
It
I can
locks
like.
in.
It does. It kind of locks into place.
It's like you're locked and loaded, ready for action.
Ready for action. Ready to report, sir. Closing seam. Pretty high, pretty damn high. I mean, that's the one thing we're starting to notice about bag makers is that gone are the days of like these really low, high, big pucker seams. Like everyone's getting it so good at
I
getting
know.
along the top.
I know. I was in the minority when I would say I like threw seam side
Yeah.
in the palm. So now everyone's like kind of virtually eliminating the seams.
I mean, it's
They're just
getting-
disappearing.
It's crazy, man. Like just how smooth everyone's getting now. I mean, it's really. I mean, no pun intended. Seamless.
That pun was definitely intended.
It was
Sean.
for sure. But yeah, overall, really solid bag. I enjoyed throwing it. I've had it for a minute. It's just we were just like never had a good episode to like where we could put a bag review in.
Yeah,
and
no, but
this is it.
I like again, we like new stuff, and
We
this
do.
is another newer like hybrid carpet that I don't think I've seen this one yet.
So you can grab your set if you go to Black Sheep Baggers. Code Big Asp is going to save you some money. But yeah, if you're looking for something hybrid and you're looking for like a slightly bigger template, you've tried all the other stuff out there, you want something with a slightly different feel, like feel wise, listen, go grab a set, man. They're pretty solid.
Go get them.
So stock set design, what are you going with?
On this guy, I like the color scheme. It pops. I've always liked their logo. I think it prints pretty well.
I love the font of their logo.
Yeah, give me 95. I think it's nice.
Yeah, I'm going 98.
There you go.
Performance wise, it's so hard because like when you have that bag that you throw all the time, kind of comes like your blankie.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is your blankie.
Stepping away, you just have to try to stay objective as possible and how well you threw it. I did throw it pretty well. I think because the bag was still new, I was having a hard time controlling my cuts just because it was a little stiff. So it was either really cutting or like wasn't doing anything. But that's more of a me. It's like an operator error kind of thing. I'm gonna go with an 81.
All right. For me, I'm gonna go 79.
79.
I want to get this fully broken in.
Yes.
And really see how, because I have a feeling that this might slow down.
Oh, I think so too.
A lot.
Yes.
So if it does slow down,
you can see because
I would love it because it'd be a great like just slower option for the hybrid because it is like right alongside the other stuff right now. Yeah, great bag. I like it.
Hell,
new stuff.
Dramatic readings.
In a world where bean bags have brought men to their knees, social media serves as sanctuary for keyboard warriors. Time for the dramatic readings.
Hey there, cornhole champs and enthusiasts alike. Are you ready to take your toss to the next level? Introducing Big D-Bags, your ultimate wingman in the world of cornhole. Why settle for an ordinary when you can grab hold of Big D-Bags? Crafted with precision, stuffed to perfection, our bags are designed to make every throw count. Feel the satisfaction as you land the perfect shot with unmatched quality of Big D bags. Use code BIGASP10 at checkout over at bigdbags.com. Get your stuff today. Let's get after it.
Hell yeah. So, I don't know how this is going to work because play the piano with the video.
Oh, okay.
Can we play both?
I think so.
Okay. We're going to try it, so we'll see how this works.
Go ahead, play it.
All right, and our dramatic reading is by Nicole Pratt. It's congrats, but why are we lying on national television?
I can't, for some reason I can't get it to play. I'm trying to.
You can just look at all your phone. My name is Haley. I'm 24 years old, and I'm a cornhole queen from Alabama. Me and my fiance have been playing cornhole for about 2 years now. Of course, when I first started, trash. Could not make it on the board. But now I'm really proud to say I'm the 40th in the country at the moment. Perfect. You can just look at all your...
Okay, so before we go into our thoughts, can I read something else?
Of course.
All right. A response. So wanted to clear a few things up after my audition yesterday. Yes, I got an apron, super excited for this journey, and I can't wait for y'all to continue to watch. Filming for the show was many months ago. Prior to filming, me and Neil went all over the country to multiple majors and regionals to secure points in case I made the show. Ultimately, I did, and at that time, I was 33rd in the ACO, chasing pro status. In my interviews, I said that I am currently 33rd for the ACO and chasing pro status. I am not a pro and never claimed to be one. But reality TV is going to cut and make the narrative what they want. They had catchphrases, and one of them being the Alabama Cornhole Queen, or whatever it was. Again, fully aware that's not me. But TV will make it what they want. Just wanted to clear the air that I never lied. I made statements that were accurate at the time, months ago. I already have some haters making comments, so I hope this clarifies. Okay, so that was Haley Clark in response to...
Yeah, the Alabama Cornhole Queen.
Alabama Cornhole Queen. Okay, so right off the rip, I had no idea who she was prior to all this.
Yes.
This was brought to my attention because somebody sent me a message being like, are you seeing like what's going down on this? And what Nicole posted. So I watched the video and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I can see, all right, 40th in the country. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. And I have a cornhole podcast, but you know, like, again, I'm not super familiar with everybody in the ACO. Mm-hmm. It could happen. I didn't know. I wasn't going in, diving into research, but I'm like, my immediate thought was like, oh, cool. They're talking about cornhole on I think a pretty big program. You guys watched that. You and your wife watched the program,
for sure.
right?
Yeah. I watched it after this. Like I saw this little clip.
Yeah.
Then we just watched it last night.
So I guess my first thing is I thought, cool, they're bringing it up on TV. And then the second of all is like, I'm like, man, they cut this shit up probably a whole lot. Like I wonder what was really said.
Exactly.
My thing is, if you're sitting on the couch, Nicole, and you're watching this, like you and Timmy are hanging out, and you said this to Timmy, like what you said out like publicly, like, bitch, you're not 40th in the country. Like, why would you say that? Like, I get it. And like I can completely understand, like, as someone that worked their butt off to become a pro, like to be a little upset about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you're not fucking 40th.
Same thing you thought though. Like never heard of this chick, so we'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck, you're not.
Yeah. No, you're not. But to go out publicly and just to put somebody on blast like that, I think it's a very bad look, right? We've talked a lot the last few episodes about Nate Voyer, right? Nate Voyer's antics on when he was on the live stream and everything. So you have Nate Voyer going like crazy on there, but like, and like that's seen in a certain light. Mm-hmm. But what about another cornhole pro taking shots at somebody like actively on social media? Like, aren't you guys supposed to be held to like some sort of like a higher standard?
Yeah, and always lift up, never put down. I mean, again, it's just anytime you say someone's lying, it's a trigger.
Yeah,
word.
it's
never good.
It was just a tough look. I didn't love it. I thought that it just seemed very like catty. Like, and although like, listen, if it was truly a marketing ploy just to get people to visit your page, well done. I get it, but to the expense of what?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you know what I mean? Like you want people to watch your content. You want people to like you. Cause like, that's when people follow you. You know what I mean? So, it was unfortunate, you know, obviously it seems like it's water under the bridge and everything now, but it wasn't, I didn't think it was a great look.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just one of those where, yeah.
I hear you. All right.
Is that all she wrote?
Cue the rap horn. You're out of practice.
Yeah, how's that for practice?
Pretty terrible. All right, reach us at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Ass Cornhole.
And Facebook, because it's the one that's left, at Big Ass Cornhole Podcast.
Thanks again to our sponsors. Got Dragon Bags, Black Sheep Baggers, Gnarly Bags, and Big D Bags. Don't forget about Patreon. If you're looking to support us because you just love the way we sound, you like our content, and you're like, wow, man, I just want more. Well, if you go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole, for the price of a beer a month, you can support us. All right, and this is where we would typically have a kid with a tumbleweed.
Yeah, just push it around.
Push it back and forth. So again, but seriously, greatly appreciate you. All the support. It's been awesome. We give insider info. We have the video version of our podcast is available on Patreon. We're literally getting ready to hop on a happy hour call. Happy hour calls are a fucking blast. All right. For our top 2 tiers, people will hop on a call with us. We chop it up for, wee hours of the night. And then it's always a banger. So I'm looking forward to hopping on with these guys.
Heck yeah. Watch a little basketball, chop it up.
And if you're watching this on Apple, right, and you're like Apple Podcasts is what I do all the time. If you haven't done so, if you could drop us a review on Apple, it'd be great. 5 stars, it would be greatly appreciated just because you love us. But yeah, leaving us a review always helps, keeps us relevant and everything. So, once or twice a year, we try to remind the peeps that we greatly appreciate it. And we're going to keep working hard to pump out the content.
That's what we do.
Hell yeah. All right. So stay tuned as we're going to be joined by Miranda Coy and Lori Dool. And as always, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later. Welcome back to the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. We are now joined by ACL pros Miranda Coy and Lori Dool. What's going on, guys?
Nothing. What's going on with you guys?
Nothing. So we were just saying, so you guys were technically on before, but we're not counting that. All right. So this is like your first official visit. So welcome. And I know you guys have been busy today, right? You guys had states.
Yes. We drove 2.5 hours back home.
Was it a worthwhile trip?
Yeah. We played really good.
Okay. That's
It was a
good.
good time. I took down Fisher Hamilton today.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All the love to Fisher, but I took him down. I was down 18-4 and then 20-10.
Oh,
And
nice.
I beat.
Oh, yeah.
Bingo.
I'll take it.
It was a great game. Great game.
I'll take it. Yeah, we did pretty good. I got third in women's.
Sweet.
I think
It's a
you got
long.
fifth.
Is it a long day?
Yeah, we played for Friday. I think we played for 15 hours.
Oh,
Saturday was 19, but we didn't stay the whole time. And then today we stayed till the exact last game, and we were there until like 5:30.
wow.
Yeah,
It's a weekend.
No, yeah, no.
Good
thank you.
Lord.
Yeah.
it felt more like a national than it did states. I was not expecting that at all.
No, I agree with you. It was great, but we got to see some of our South Florida cornhole players do really well today.
That's good. Who took it down?
So Alex won singles. Alex Rawl. He played Alan in the finals, and it was a really good game.
Okay.
And then doubles was Alex and Blaine
Okay.
against, I think, Cheyenne and Sarah, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to think. Women's was Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you took it down. Oh,
It was
okay.
a long weekend for sure. A lot of fun though.
Yeah.
We had a good
yeah.
time.
We played like 6 events, and it was a lot.
Yeah, I don't think I've played 6 events this year. which is
Yeah,
good.
have like 6 events in a weekend. What the hell is that?
So you guys are gearing up for. You guys have a broadcast appearance coming up. What day do you guys play?
Friday the 21st at 8 o'clock. I think is it Central?
8 o'clock Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Even
9
better.
o'clock Eastern
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
in Milwaukee.
So walk us through what was the feeling like when you guys knew that like you guys clinched getting on the broadcast?
I feel like I knew like early. Like I knew that we felt good that day, and
Okay.
I was like, okay, like she's throwing really good, I'm throwing really good. I started out slow though. Our first game, I was like, I'm kind of nervous for like no reason, which I feel like that happens sometimes
No
your
reason.
first game, where it's like you just gotta shake the nerves a little bit.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I didn't throw bad, but I didn't throw great either. I hit some good shots to minimize when I wasn't doing as well. But then I think I came out the next game throwing like a 10-8-6 or something.
Okay.
And then just stayed hot the rest of the day. And I kind of knew, I feel like I knew after the Emily Downer, Lexi Hugeback to cinch the queen seat, I was like, I think we're going to take it down today. Like, I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I think we're going to finish, and we're going to finish strong.
Okay.
And then I think you ended it. Like, you were the last couple of bags. And I knew, I was like, yeah, it's over. Like, we're going to go play on TV.
To play Rosie Stricker and Sam Finley in the finals, I mean, they're a great team.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to come out and like have to play against them is just unreal. In the fact that we came out and we just really did well against the two of them. We kind of just knew that we had it in the bag. And to be in the queen seat, it was great.
They're always a tough match because obviously, I mean, we play them a lot. I feel like we come up against them locally, but we come up against them also at like nationals and everything in between. And it's always a tough game because they're two really strong players.
Mhm.
I think we played it really well, and we stayed tight the whole way through. That's something you'll hear me say a lot. I'm like, stay tight. I'm like, not like tight like in your body language, just like stay tight, like down the middle.
Down the middle,
like,
yeah.
play, you know how to hit.
I mean, we're 90s kids. Like,
So,
that's tight, bro.
For
Right?
us, like I always
Yeah.
tell Dane, like stay skinny. Like obviously, you know, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
he's not
being,
talking
like,
about me,
misinterpreted.
myself.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's just wishful
You're like-
thinking. Yeah.
So you said before, like your first game, like sometimes like you might be shaking off the nerves or something. Like, do you still get nervous, like at the nationals or like these big events? Like even if it's not on a broadcast.
Yes and no. I
Okay.
feel like on the broadcast, I don't really get nervous. Like that's probably only happened like a couple times. I feel like I black out most of the time. Like I
Okay.
am so in the zone and I'm so focused that I just like, I'll come off the court and I'm like, okay, I know we won, but like what just happened? And then I'll go and like watch it back. Like we played on TV in Palm Beach for the Coasters match. And I was like, I know I threw well. And I know there was one round where I hit like these 2 air mails and like, it was really cool. I don't remember the rest of it. I just know that we won, and that's all I can remember. But I think that happens to you a lot too, where you're like, sometimes I just black out all the details.
I get really nervous for like certain particular games, but then like, especially like the first game, like right out of the bracket. Then after that, I feel like
Yeah.
I get better, especially if we're playing on like the broadcast court or on TV. Like I that to me is kind of like a blackout thing, like you said.
Yeah.
It's completely different. But my first game, I'm always so nervous. So like everybody who like talks about how they get really nervous, yeah, we also get the same thing.
Okay. I think we all get nervous. I think some people get nervous at different times. Like they'll get nervous because they're playing a certain person, or they'll get nervous just because like the first game always gets me. I mean, I've always been open about that. I'm like, I'm always like nervous for the first couple of rounds.
Yes, the first game always kills me.
And then if you're like not, you come out and you're a little bit shaky. It's like, okay, now I'm nervous even longer. And we'll take a time out and she'll come and talk to me and be like, she knows what's wrong.
Yeah.
She's like, I know you're just first game nervous. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm like, oh, shaking a little bit. I'm like a little nervous. And I'm like, I might need like a drink or something. Like I need to do something to fix my nerves. But for the most part, like once you get past that first game, I don't feel that way like ever again, really. And I don't feel that way like once we go play on TV. Like I feel like once we're on TV, there's just so much happening that you kind of just take out all of your surroundings. And I don't really see people in the crowd either. Like she's come and watched me play at the top 8 event, and people were like, "Oh, like did you see her like cheering for you in the crowd?" I'm like, I did like after the game, but like during the game, like I can't see anything. Even if she could be standing on top of the board, and I don't know if I could see her.
That's fair enough. Okay, so I would say over the course of like the last 2 seasons, you guys have been like pretty up and down, right? Like, and because you guys, when you first like decided to team up and everything, I think there was a lot of thoughts that you guys were going to be like really successful right away, right? You guys were coming off, there was like this weird awkward spot where like Cheyenne had been kind of running women's for a while, but like we were trying to figure out who was like the second and third spot. You know what I mean? Like who were like the next ones that were going to really challenge. And I think you guys were commonly in that discussion, right? And then like it seems like you like leveled off a little bit. So like how do you guys deal with like the ups and downs a little bit? Like or like have you guys figured out like why there's been a down, and if it's something like you guys are actively working on? Or
okay, so I love the fact that we were the second and third thoughts in anybody's mind. However, Miranda has been on the coattails of Cheyenne all year long in women's singles. And Miranda at one point was the number 1 woman in the world, and she's gonna I'm not gonna throw that out there. I won't. But she's number 2. She's a solid number 2, and I think that it's fantastic. As her partner, I love it. I'm just riding on her coattails at this point. And I can't say enough great things about her.
I think when we first like teamed up last year, well, I mean, we played before that, like we played a lot of the shootouts and a lot of open together. I think when I switched bags, I was in like this I put myself in this weird spot. And then also it was my like sophomore season. Everybody knows like sometimes you just go through like ups and downs in your sophomore season. So I think if anything, like she was always steady, like especially last year. And then I was doing this for a little while. And then I was like, okay, I just need to really practice and like just sharpen my game up. And then once I did, I think once we got to Erie was fine. And then Portland was where it really took off. I was like, okay, I'm doing really well. And like even Trey Ryder was like, you're throwing the best I've ever seen you throw in your life. And like, you're throwing really great. And I think I've kept that consistency all the way through now. And I'm going to keep, getting better from then. But it took me just a minute to like get over just the bag change of things and like get out of my head with it and not listen to what other people were saying or other people's opinions. Because she always believed in me and she was like, it's not, the bags are not important. And I say that now a lot. I'm like, it's not the bags. Like we could switch bags at any time during a tournament. It's not the bags, it's me. That's good. I mean, the bags are amazing, but it's not the difference in bags. It could be a pro sniper, an elite, a shirt, doesn't matter. It's me, not the bag at this point.
Well, you came into the league as like with a reputation, right? Like you're the roll bag queen, right? You're throwing these sticky bags and you're rolling and like brought this cool thing. And then you went to a faster bag. Like, I think sometimes it's not, I think it's okay for pros to come to this realization, like, and be afraid almost to change, right? Because you had this style and this reputation that worked and it got you there and it was really successful. But then you're trying to switch it up. And listen, when you go to a slick bag, there is a learning process. It's a different game. It's a different style, muscle memory, everything. So I think it's okay. And I love that that's the reason like there was a dip. It makes sense.
But people always say like, and I've seen like pros say that they're like, don't change what's working. And I completely disagree. I think if you know that like you could be better at the end of the day, like, yeah, what you're doing is working. But to be honest, like when I was throwing a carpet bag, I hit great pushes. Like I have a great push shot, but when you throw carpet, like there's that kick that you most of the time I couldn't control, to be honest. So when I switched to a faster bag, it was like, yes, there was a learning curve, but I gained so much from now I can hit these great push shots. I mean, I hit a great push shot at Worlds. Everybody's seen it. It was great, but I would not have been able to do that with carpet bag at all. Like that would never have happened, point blank period. But I think just in general, like changing up my game and making myself more versatile, like I do all of the things that I did my rookie season, but better now because I took the chance of like, I'm going to make myself better and I can throw anything. And now it's like, it doesn't matter. So I think if you take the chance, if more people like, don't back yourself into the corner of what you've always done just because you're afraid to do something you haven't done before.
Well, it's clearly working because I think right now, I think you're currently the second highest ranked female in the ACL. You're currently sitting at 47th in singles. We were looking at some of your stuff like you're having a great season, and I think it's a quiet season because I think that if you were to ask a lot of people like where do they fall, and if I gave them like a number range, I don't think a lot of people would know that you're inside the top 50 right now. And there's only in Cheyenne I think is 22nd. I think is what it was. Yeah. So Cheyenne's at 22nd. You're 47th. It's not far behind at all.
The points is not that much.
No.
From that jump, and then also what people kind of don't think about is we do drop our worst national. So I think my worst finish is in I think my worst finish is 15.
Yeah.
In a singles bracket. So with a couple of more strong finishes, especially and the shootouts too. My highest shootout finish I think is like 11.
Okay.
Or something like that. So by upping that shootout finish at the next national would help me a lot in gaining some of that ground. And then obviously Worlds counts and the next national counts for pro singles. So in my opinion, anything can happen. You never know. I'm not out of the race yet. So we'll see.
The women are out here doing work this season.
They are.
Diane ended up in the finals, and so did Kaylee Armour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Like we're all going to Milwaukee. Good for them. That's what we really want to see. I think.
Yeah.
My own personal opinion.
What did you guys think about the pro shootout mattering now? Like your finishes, you get points now. You know, it affects the overall pro ranking. Did you guys know this going into the season? When did you find out? What are your overall thoughts about it now? Like, do you like it? Do you wish it was like how it was before? Or?
We found out early in the season.
Yeah, we all knew. The people who didn't know just weren't listening.
Okay, that's fair.
We found out really early, and I actually really like it, to be honest with you. I think that it gives like everybody an opportunity to travel and like do all the extra things, but you don't have to go to everything to be able to do it. Only it's your best one that counts.
Yeah, your best ones that count. So you have a little more versatility, I think, and it also gives personally, I think the women more credibility, especially on the single side, because we always did doubles combined. But we would have our own, women's singles shootout and the regular singles shootout for the men. And I think it gives the women a lot of credibility that we're still coming out swinging. I've taken out some huge names in shootout singles, and there's a lot of women that have taken out huge names in shootout singles, and it is double elimination too. So that I think makes it a lot of fun because we do rounders and it was straight single elimination, which was cutthroat. But I do like that it is kind of more regular bracket now. Because if you do, in 10 rounds, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So if you give up your first game, like maybe it's to somebody you probably shouldn't have lost to, you still have that chance to like bring that back and come up from the losers bracket. So, I mean, I really enjoy it. And for me, it really is about the credibility of giving the women it's not just, oh, you're doing well because you're a woman. No, you're doing well because you're one of the best pros in the league. Right. And that goes for a lot of us.
I like single elimination, just to be honest. But,
yeah, I didn't mind it. It made it like more serious because it's like you have to be so tight the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't mess around ever or really like.
In 12 rounds.
You can't let up. But you really can't let up anyway.
Yeah. I like single elimination, but that's just my own personal opinion.
You're playing the head games, Lori.
Yeah. She's
really good at shit.
Yeah.
Like really good.
When the whole, like, single elimination and like 10, 12 rounds, like, really started, like, I did it very well. It's not because I'm a fantastic player. It's because I was smarter than a lot of the players.
No, that's true. If you minimize mistakes in that format, it benefits you greatly.
That's it. And that's all I did. And it impacted me significantly in my entire career, to the fact that when I played in my first year in the shootout bracket, I lost 2 games, and one was to Sam Finley and one was Cheyenne Renner. And they took first and second place. And it's not because I was better than everybody else. Absolutely not. Like, you have Rosie Stricker, you have, Sarah Cassidy, you have everybody else who's just amazing players. And it wasn't because I was better. It was just because I played smarter.
Yeah.
And it was crazy how it happened. To win the second shootout my first year, impeccable. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you were like, you burst onto the scene, right? And like everyone was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
like, all right, this is what we've been waiting for.
I should have never done that.
I
Like,
remember watching.
Yeah,
it was
it's
insane.
incredible how that happened.
Okay, so do you still have it in you to win one?
Oh wait, I won last year.
Yeah. She won one
Well,
last
that's what I'm
year.
saying. But this year,
I think you could. Yeah,
I could.
You'd come out
I could.
swinging and have a day.
yeah.
But that's the thing about shootout too, though. It's like anybody at any time could have a day. So it's like, I'm never surprised with who comes out of a shootout bracket ever. Because you could be the number one person in the world and just have like a couple shaky rounds, and somebody just comes out swinging against you and you're out of the bracket.
It happens just
so shootout,
like that.
I think, is just interesting that way.
Yeah.
And like, I always love playing shootout doubles just because I do feel like we're both pretty smart. So there's a lot of times where I'm like, I want to shoot this backside airmail because I know I'm going to hit it. And she's like, oh, maybe you should put it on the board because, like, it's shootout. But last time we played, I hit the nastiest backside airmail in, where was it, Minneapolis?
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to hit it. And I was like, I'm throwing it. I don't care what anybody has to say.
I'm way more conservative, and Miranda just wants to go and shoot every bag. And that's what makes us such a good team, because we're such a good pair, especially when we have to play round limited, that it just makes sense.
Because I think sometimes I see shots that I know you can hit that, like, when we take a timeout, I'm like, what do you want to do? And then I'll give like options, and I'm like, this is what I think you should do, and I know you can hit the shot. And I would say almost 100% of the time you pull it off. Even if you're like, oh, I don't really want to do that. Like, I'm a little bit right sometimes.
Yeah.
I think sometimes too, in like a round limited event, because you guys have instant chemistry every time you step up to the board, like you're already comfortable. Like, I think you do have a slight advantage over a team that maybe they only play together like at the national events, and they they don't really see each other. So like, you don't have the luxury of like, oh, letting your partner find it. You know what I mean? Like, you better fucking know what to tell them to do, or you're going to be out of it before you know what's happening.
Absolutely.
So we talked about that earlier today. That our chemistry is just, it's ridiculous.
It's absurd.
And I think that the closest team we talked about this today was Rosie Stricker and Sam Finley. And they've played together forever.
Yeah.
And they have very close chemistry. But like, it's to the point where, like, I can look at her and I know exactly what she's thinking, like, from across the board. And I don't think that many other people have that. And I don't think that a lot of teams get that either.
No.
I think some teams get it with time. Like Rosie and Sam, I think they just have been playing together for so long.
Yeah.
And they are such good friends that they got it more with time, where I feel like we became such fast friends that and we trusted each other so much off the bat, and earned each other's trust like over time. And just like you said, we always say you taste salt with somebody.
Yeah.
So like, when you go through hard times, you got to taste the salt. And I think we tasted salt early on, and we went through some stuff together, and we're obviously there for each other on the other side. So there's nothing really coming in between us at any point. No. And I think that's big too, where like, I'm never afraid to say something to her, or like sometimes people will be like, ooh, they're talking to each other and like whatever. And it's like, we could get in like a disagreement, and then 2 seconds later, we're like holding hands and walking through the venue. Like there's no like issue that we can't get through.
No.
And I think that comes big with the chemistry too, because it's not like a whole fiery thing all the time. It's like we just have like genuine love for each other, and at the end of the day, like, I know she's going to be there for me. So it's it's chemistry and it's trust at the end of the day.
Does it ever come up where like you're like, God, like I need to find a new partner? Like we all walk away from the boards, right? Like I love him, right? He's my brother, right? Yeah. But there are times where I'm like, I never want to play with him again.
I know when he throws really
never,
bad.
Like I never
when he throws terribly with me,
want to play with anyone else. Is that ever
he
like
wants
right?
to move on.
I've never once thought that.
Okay, that's fair.
Through the ups and downs,
We gotta work on our
she's
relationship.
Stuck with me through her ups and downs. I've stuck with her.
Yeah.
I mean, we've both had situations where we've been offered exorbitant amounts of money to like, oh, we want you to play with this person. And I'm like, no, like I'm playing with Lori. You're take it or leave it. And she's had the same situation. So I just think you can't replicate this, whether we're both throwing great at the same time or one of us is throwing good and the other one isn't. You just can't replicate it. Like she never gives up. I never give up. You don't get that out of a lot of people. I've played with other people. She's played with other people. You don't get what we have every day or really probably ever again. And I've always said, I'm like, I don't know if you retire at some point, I don't know if I would want to keep playing just because it's not just cornhole. It's also like you spend so much time with people and you're traveling the world and it's amazing, but having the people you love to do it with you is, in my opinion, more important at the end of the day.
Makes it more fun.
There's one other team I feel that has that close of a connection. Sean, do you know who that is?
There's so many different. No.
You made a great video about them.
Is it Jeremiah Ellis and Ryan Hart? Because they're funny.
Wait, I made a video
Travis
about them.
Kelce, and if you say Travis Kelce,
I don't know. Just tell me.
I'm gonna go with JBJ and Logan Chamberlain.
Oh,
those two are always at each other's hips all the time.
I could see that.
yeah,
They've got the like bro love.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Bro love
for sure. And I think guys too, they find that. I always say, I'm like, guys can go anywhere and find a friend.
Oh, yeah.
So quickly.
They have the bromance.
And with women,
life.
it's like not that
it's
way at
cat
all.
mouse
like,
game
it's
for
like,
sure.
Yeah,
like,
you're
okay.
not trusting right off the bat. I feel like guys
who are people that like you feel like you've become friends with, like just right off the top of your head, like that we've interviewed?
Yeah. Schermerhorn for sure.
Oh yeah.
He's one of our great friends. We love him.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I mean, honestly, Trzynski, I would love to. Like that kid cracks me up.
Nick Williams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nick Williams.
Andrew
absolutely.
Labrador.
Andrew Labrador. Josh Thielen.
Yeah, Josh.
Listen, he's fabulous. We love all these guys.
Well, I think it's a theme too. It's like you got like listen, the I would say the vast majority of the ACL Pro group are like just really good people. Yeah, I mean, like just they really are very down to earth. Like every single time we interview, even if it's somebody like brand new. You know what I mean, we're always pleasantly surprised, like, oh, like they have their shit together. It's kind of nice. You know what I mean?
Because we're all very nice human beings. Like,
that's,
I think that's what
that's not always the expectation.
Yeah, like,
no, it's not though. I know. I think it's an important thing to like get across because again, like anytime like you see the word pro before your name, like people like you're gonna have
There's
like two groups of people. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have your fan people and you're gonna have the people talking shit. You know what I mean? And hopefully, the people talking shit, it's like a small number, but you just never know.
Always.
I feel like a lot of the times we get the common thing is we get intimidating and like I understand it 100%. Like I have the mentality of I'm going to approach the board and like, I don't want you to think that you have a chance. Yes. Like I want you to be so behind the 8 ball before we even start. And I think we both take on that like mentality when we approach the board. So like, of course I'm not going to look nice. Like I'm gonna have my game face on. I'm always gonna be sweet. I'm always gonna be nice to you. Like I'm always gonna talk to you before and after the game. But I always find it so funny when people come up and talk to us and are like, "Oh, it's so surprising how nice you guys are." And I'm like, "There's a big difference between somebody who's out there on the court or on the field versus who you're gonna meet in real life." Because I'm the same person. I'm competing.
Well, Lori, I would say that definitely holds true for you, right? Because you're fiery on the boards, right? But like you but listen, but off the boards, you're very down to earth. You're very easygoing. So like that's, I mean, the person that you play against is not always the person you are off the boards, correct?
No, I am absolutely like the complete, I think, opposite. But I want to win. You know what I mean? Like we're all competitive. Like we want to win. Don't like. it's a completely different persona. You know what I mean? And it kind of is what it is. And just like she said, like everybody comes up to us and it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how nice you are. And it's like, yes, we're nice people, like on and off the boards. It's not like, I don't know. It's so much fun.
I thought it was funny when they did my story that they filmed for our last TV appearance for the Coasters.
Yes.
I was like, maybe people are going to watch this and realize that I'm actually so nice. And it's like I'm actually
such
one
a good
of the nicest people. Like I would take the shirt off my back and give it to anybody. And like I genuinely do that sometimes. So like I just think it's so funny that our like reputation sometimes comes across so crazy.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm like, that's not the case though. Like, and I always go like, oh, like, well, have you ever spoken to us in like real life or like, or are you just going off the assumption of like, they just look mean? And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense in my head.
Maybe I just look mean. I have RBF. It's my fault.
I'm fine with looking mean. It's
my fault.
It's all good. But that's why you use this platform to announce to everyone. They're nice.
Our mother always told us that she suffers from RBF, so like we understand it completely.
It's not like
most of the time I'm just tired. You know, it's like 15-hour days. I'm exhausted. I'm taking a nap. You know?
I wish people really knew like how much we actually do for like charity and like give back to like, you know, all the things.
We play in at least one charity tournament a month.
Yes.
Especially in the off season, like it's 2 to 3 a month. And
yes. And we're constantly like sending like bags out to, you know what I mean? Like do nice things for all the people. But
I get a lot of bags
from
Lucky. Like we both get a lot of bags from Lucky, and it's like
yes, we do.
We're like,
thank
okay,
you, shout out Mike. Shout out Mike.
Yes.
Mike. And we'll sign them and just like give them to charity. If sets that we've just got like left over, or if there's sets that I've thrown on TV that are obviously like, you know, aged out.
I've done that too.
I sign them, I put in our like our cards or whatever, and then, you know, send them off. But
you know, here we are.
You know, we're really nice, I found.
We're nice. John, if you're listening to this, the bags are going in the mail tomorrow.
We're trying.
All right, just throwing that out there.
Oh,
I know he sent me a message this weekend, and I feel like a dick because I'm like, oh, they're going out next week, and then I completely fucking forgot. They're going in the mail tomorrow.
It's okay.
So if you heard this, hopefully they're already in the mail. So we'll go for that. Okay, so you guys are heading to a broadcast, right? A slightly different feel, because have you guys made the broadcast appearance for teams yet?
No.
Yeah. Yes, we did. We did teams already. Yes, we did teams.
You were early, right?
Yeah. Not for you're talking just the national
doubles. Yeah, no, we haven't.
Okay,
we have not.
But in teams. So a few weeks back, we had a team's broadcast, right? And I like this guy a lot, but I'm interested to hear your perspective because I think it's been all over the place on the pro field. Nate Voyer's like appearance on the broadcast. I'm interested to hear what you guys thought of it.
You saw my face.
I didn't see it.
That's why we record. You have to pay on Patreon to see that, like see the facial expression.
I didn't see it. I didn't watch it, and I don't know.
I saw it after the fact. I personally think, you know, I want to have just as much fun as the next guy, and I want to go out and enjoy myself. But when it comes to being on TV, we do have a reputation to uphold, especially because the culture of cornhole it's a backyard drinking thing, right? So when we are trying to say like, hey, this is, you know, it's a professional sport, like, you know, we're taking this so seriously and everybody's so good. You don't really want to go do that on TV, but I understand, you know, probably, you know, the nerves going into that. And I personally have a lot of nerves when I think that was that like an actual like teams broadcast?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. I personally understand a little bit more nerves with teams because you do have, you know, 14, 16 other people relying on you. But I do think, you know, we have to hold ourselves to a very high standard. And I definitely think, you know, he knows that. So.
Especially as an educator.
Yeah. But
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I watched it.
Fair enough.
It was a little rough.
It's fair enough. I get it. What do you guys do? Remind me. Laura, I know you're in the education system somewhat. What do you do for a living?
So I still work in education, and I'm a consultant right now for education.
Okay.
I used to be the district administrator for Palm Beach County
a
long time ago.
Okay.
A couple years ago. and I saw 750 teachers. So
Oh, isn't it the third largest district?
ninth
Ninth?
largest
Okay.
school district in the country.
Yeah.
To where I used to supervise social studies teachers like Nate Boyer is, to where, we had to, I don't know, be in charge of all of them.
Okay.
When they did things like that on television or any of the things. And we had to, discipline them. But that's not me anymore. So
she said that is not my job.
Not my job anymore.
That's good.
She said that is not my job.
Not my problem. Not my sickness,
Yes.
not my
Not her job,
my
Nate.
life.
Jeez.
Miranda, what about you?
I just play cornhole.
That's awesome.
I'm going to school in the fall for my MBA.
Okay.
It's just my personal statement.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Always.
I'm going to school in the fall for my MBA with a specialization in sports management.
Sweet.
And then after that, I'll go off to law school at that point. I think at this point, though, I can theoretically, by the time I'm in law school, I could probably keep playing cornhole. But we'll see. It's always up in the air. You never know.
So is cornhole professional not like a long-term solution for you?
I think.
Let's put it this way: if the money stays how it is right now,
it would be more of like at that point. If I had a law degree, it'd be more of a hobby. It would kind of take a back burner where more right now it's my main focus.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. A lot of things can change. At any given time, you could have a sponsor come out of nowhere, or the league could just absolutely skyrocket again like it did in 2020. And I think we're on our way to that.
Why do you think we're on our way to that?
I think we're doing a lot of different things. Got a lot of balls rolling right now, especially with teams. They're trying to make teams huge. I love teams. I think teams is really fun to watch.
Yes.
Even as somebody who, you guys watch a lot of cornhole, play a lot of cornhole. I think you would agree it's fun to watch.
It can be.
So
it can be. I think that right now, so far, unfortunately, the matches in round limited just haven't lived up to what they need to be, but it has potential. It does.
That's where I think it is. We have the potential to have another jump like 2020, and I think everybody who's running the league, Trey, Stacey, everybody, they're doing a great job of bringing in all the right faces and all the right sponsors. And they're putting everybody, who they need at the forefront to really make this bigger. They've always said, we need, the Tom Brady's of cornhole, or, somebody who's going to come out and really be just like a face, somebody that people love. And I think somebody that obviously does that well, I think Jeremiah Ellis comes to mind when he does that very well. Obviously has the Ellies, and he's very, I have messaged him before. I'm like, he reminds me a lot of me, where we both have that, it's like cocky confidence.
Yeah,
but
for sure. Yes, 100%.
Confident.
Yeah.
Where, you want to be fun to watch. You want to say stuff on camera that people are like, oh, that's so funny or whatever.
Yeah.
Just something that, they're going to go find you out on social media and they're like, I want to see that person play more often. And I think the league is doing a good job of really fostering that. But we'll see, anything could happen. I think if anybody's going to do it, it's the ACL, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're headed in the right direction. There's a lot of potential, especially with what they're doing now, and I'm excited to see where they go. But I'm in for the long haul right now.
Lori, what about you? Are you in it for as long as you keep qualifying to be pro? Like, you want to keep playing? Do you still love it as much as you did 2-3 years ago when you first got into it?
Yeah, this is a great question. Thanks for asking me this in front of Miranda. I love cornhole. I really do. I don't know what life would look like outside of cornhole, right? What do you do with your Saturdays and Sundays if it's not cornhole, right? That's you have to really look at your life. And you guys golf. Both have kids, it's what I mean. It's kind of the whole thing, but
that's what you do.
Yeah, golf. Yep. Golf might be a new thing, but no, I can't imagine my life I think without cornhole, and obviously not without Miranda. We're kind of going through the whole what would life look like without cornhole, but I can't imagine my life without it. So I got to stick with it. As long as the ACL will continue to have me, I will continue to come back. You guys are sitting
at 67th. I mean, you guys throw out your worst one, and then you have a solid in the Worlds. I mean, you guys are automatically qualifying. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like 35.
I think it would be. I think it would be more of a realistic. Yeah,
we did real bad at one of them,
but there's no reason we won't crack the top 50. I don't think.
But if you look at our
shootout finishes, like I think our lowest one is like 11.
Yeah, we've been killing it. Like we've been the only people that we've like legitimately like lost to in the bracket was like Mark and Tony.
Oh yeah,
like the one
we keep playing Mark and Tony like second and third game
every time.
And the first time we had them,
dude.
And then
we did.
Oh, we played them in national doubles last time. I was like that. That one was.
It was my fault.
We need to tell Mike to pull some strings.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to spread the wealth out of his pros.
Yeah.
Tell him to get that stuff.
I know. I'm like, come on now. Why are we still stuck in this quad?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
I feel like that happens though at nationals, where sometimes there's like that one team you cannot get away from.
Yes.
No matter how well you do to get up in the
but when you finally get over it, there's no better feeling, right? I'm sure you guys have had that in your career, right?
Well, I thought that person I was like, we're gonna beat them. I'm like, we're taking them out right now.
That was my fault.
There's
you guys also talked about Andrew Labrador. I've played him, I think, 5 times this season. Like I can't get past him. Like we played so many times. I've beat him.
And he's so nice.
Like we just,
can you just be a dick? Like, you know, so like, you know, it makes it easier to like not like you. You know what I mean? Like
I have such a hard time playing nice people and women.
Nice guy. You can't even like.
I tell Miss Deb Odom that all the time. I'm
yes.
like, I hate playing you because you are the nicest person and I love you so much, and it bothers me. And like I don't like playing her either.
No.
Like we play each other, and I'm like, okay, in face.
I love interviewing Deb, but like I'm always weary because like anytime I swear, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like, oh, sorry. Like I feel like I'm killing her a little bit inside every time. Like I drop an F-bomb or something.
I don't know. I might have heard her say a bad word like one time. Like, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know if I have. She's such a nice, like
she's such a sweet, nice lady.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm interested in hearing your guys' predictions. Let's in singles, right? So we got Final Four, which I think is kind of cool how it's working out. So you have Cheyenne versus Ryan. So we're going to have the opportunity, or at least the possibility, of either a female or a junior for the first time ever winning a national championship. One of those two things could happen. And then on the other side, you have Alex and
Trey.
Trey. Which to me is like, Jesus, like it just depends on which guy is like.
Great matchups.
It really is because like.
Yeah.
Where do you think they're going to go? I'm interested.
I mean, for women, I want Cheyenne to win.
Yeah.
I love Ryan. I've always said Ryan is one of the best examples of having a kid in the league who knows how to handle himself.
He's a very nice. He's a very nice.
Him and his
kid.
parents, amazing people.
Yes.
I would love to see either of them win. Obviously for the women, I'd like to see Cheyenne maybe make some history.
Me too.
For the standings, that's gonna hurt.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I gotta go with Cheyenne.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be hurt either way because I really do like I like them both. So
okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
I go Cheyenne for sure. No offense to Ryan. Obviously.
I think either way, I think both games are going to be close. Honestly,
I do agree.
I think Alex is going to win. I think Alex will win that game. I think Alex versus Trey is
going to be a good game.
Well, they basically play the same exact game. Only I would argue Alex is just so fucking consistent. The guy just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I
think it's going to depend on what Trey we get too.
No.
Correct. 100%.
I think Alex wins the whole thing.
Now we could very well see if Trey's smart, he tries to go big brother on Alex. You know what I mean? He tries to remind him like, hey, when we played together, I was the fucking alpha. Okay, remember, I let you play with me.
They kind of butted heads a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it is easy to butt heads when you've got two superstars. Or I mean, even like us sometimes we won't butt heads like at all. No. But it'll be like, who is going to have the higher PPR today? Where it's like, okay, well, I threw a 10.05 and you threw a 10.01 or whatever. Yeah. It's like, I always think it's very fun to like.
Oh yeah,
I have fun with that. But
I'm excited to see that because I think if Trey wants to win, I think he needs to jump out to a big lead. just to, fucking like shock value, just be like, he's like, listen, like I don't, and then like it's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a good match, but I think Trey needs that early on. But we'll see.
Wow.
I'm interested.
I agree with you, but I do think that even with the big lead, Alex is methodical, and he just has so much control over the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played him today, and I did not shoot my best, but it was a bloodbath. Okay, when I tell you it looked like the Panthers in the hockey game last night. I love the Panthers. That hurt my soul last night. That's what it was. It was a bloodbath against Alex today. But it's so like I watch him play at tournaments and I want to watch him the rest of the tournament because I'm like, I think there are a lot of people that you can learn from. And I think with Jamie Graham too, he's a great example of someone who's always in control of the game. So if there's like his opponent does not like a first bag block, but he knows I can first bag block and shoot all 3 airmails and I'm going to score points, that's what he does. And that's the same thing with Alex, where it's like, even if he has 3 bags in front of the hole, you're still not guaranteed to score.
No.
I mean, today against Allen, he had 2 bags hanging in front of the hole, and Allen had 3 bags around the hole. And Alex had to airmail for the win. He needed 6 points. Hits them all in the hole. They're like effortlessly.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he throws it, knows it's in, good game. Like it was crazy.
I don't know how he does it. But
honestly, I think Alex wins overall.
I agree.
And he's got the longevity too.
I agree. So I had in my article I dropped last week, I have Trader. I think it's gonna be a close game. I feel like Cheyenne is gonna have to be so perfect in pushing through bags, and Ryan is just really, if he's on his game and he's not nervous and everything, if it's the Ryan Trader we've seen, I think Ryan Trader wins that match, and then I think we see him against Alex Rawls, and I think that could be epic. But I think Ryan just he has all the shots, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, because we haven't always seen Alex the best on broadcast. Like, yes, he's won a national, but that was like his one star. Yeah, exactly. So he does have a proclivity to getting nervous. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think everybody does, though. I mean, anybody at any given time, like you never know what mindset you're going to be in on that day, or maybe. And another thing to note too is, I mean, do they play Friday or do they play Saturday?
They play Saturday, right? What they say?
I think they play Friday.
Yeah, they're Friday. Yeah, Cheyenne.
They do play Friday. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna say we just had
a good thing to note there is the women. Obviously, we play open women's singles. She won't be playing pro women's singles because she already won it.
Yeah.
But that's another good thing to note because we'll be playing open women's singles all day, and then she'll get a good break before that. But we're still playing singles and running all day long. So,
but wouldn't you rather be warm a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, rather than.
But then you get that. I mean, you do get that break, obviously, because I forgot you won one. But I don't know. It's gonna be. I think every game's gonna be close.
It should be.
Alex will run away in the end with it, but we'll see.
I feel like to your point, like some people are better on playing on TV than other people are.
Oh, yeah,
right?
100%.
Some people that are just absolutely fantastic at just doing TV. Like it's a whole different
it's a different mindset.
Yeah, it's a different mindset.
All right,
it's not a different ball game. Obviously, it's the same game.
Yes,
but it is a different mindset, and you do have to think about the board conditions too.
Yes,
I mean the boards are normally glass. From what I've heard, they're not the set that we have been using has been used a lot more than in the past, so they're not as fast. But we'll see, and that does tend to play a big factor in who kind of runs away with it.
100%. Completely agree with that. In doubles, who do you think takes it down? So in the first matchup, you have Rawls and Holland, and they're going up against who do we just interview?
You're looking at me for the reasons.
Halbert and Trzynski.
That's a really weird mashup.
I know. I think it comes down to who plays who.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think it comes down to big shots. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Halbert and Trzynski are very big shot people, and they're momentum players.
100%. Yes.
So when Halbert hits that big shot, that's gonna fire up Trzynski, and it's gonna keep Halbert on fire.
Correct.
And 10 round limited, unless if they go back for back, it's.
I don't think it's 10 round limited.
Yes, it is in the shootout.
No. They're not shootout. This is the national doubles.
I apologize.
Yeah.
My fault.
Ours is 10 round limited.
Right.
I feel like
That's
Tanner, people forget, like Tanner still very much has the ability to be a top like 10 singles player in the world. Like he's crazy good. And when he locks in, because like if he hits his first airmail, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah.
Because like
Well,
that means
that's
his
the thing,
line's
too.
on.
Like I said, like when he hits those big shots,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like like once he lights that fire,
Yep.
it's very hard to put out.
Yeah.
Do I think Alex and Derek could very well do it? Yes. I also think it's going to come down to, I mean, Alex is very well versed on the broadcast court. I don't know how many times Derek has been out there. I think Derek is one of the most consistent players out there, but he's not been on as many times as Alex. So I think it's going to come down to, how do you feel when you get out there? Who are you playing against? Are you going to get, any, like if you miss a couple bags, are you going to get overwhelmed?
I think if you're Derek and Alex, I think you want Alex to throw against Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the matchup you want.
Yeah.
If you're
Alex is so good at getting in people's heads too.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh my God, we just miss a bag.
because Tanner's not going to fuck around. Tanner's going to be like, I'm either going to throw through your bag or I'm just going to shoot an airmail. So like you can do whatever the fuck you wanted. Yeah, I'm just going to play his game. Like, you know what I mean? He's a very like two-dimensional guy and he knows that and he's admitted that, but he's really fucking good at it. Jacob can kind of get sucked into that, be like, I can fucking roll with you. Like, you want to do this? Like we can, I'll hit that shot.
You can get maybe a little more variance, I think, there. So I would agree there if that's the matchup. I do think, personally, I think Alex and Derek win it, but it's going to be close. That's a weird matchup that not that no one's expecting it, but it's like, have we seen it before?
I'm gonna go Halbert and Trzynski just because I think Trzynski has like that it factor. Like he just like is just born for the broadcast. Like he hits the big shots, and Tanner's been there, done that before.
Yeah, when you get out there and you're hitting it, I mean, it's a high like no other. Like it is when you're out there and you're confident and you are just swinging it.
Yeah.
Like I like to say, coming out swinging like Tiger Woods' wife. That's one of our. It's there.
Nobody's done that. They've not done that.
They're very nice. They're very, very nice. They're very nice.
So nice.
They're so nice. I'm sorry, so nice. So
Never
nice.
done that.
All right, so I know we know. Let's make this. We know your team lucky, okay? But I want no bias here, okay? We have the other matchup is Richards and Smith, all right, and they're going up against Justin Burton Jr. and Logan Chamberlain. So no bias involved. Who do you like in that match?
No bias involved. I honestly like Mark and Tony. I think.
Okay.
I've seen them play together on the broadcast court, and the communication's great. It's there. They've got all the shots. They've gotten, I think, so much better at working together because, like we said, like two superstars. Who's going to be the big dog? And I think they've both taken the role of like, okay, we're both big dogs. Maybe, you are the one who's hitting all the shots right now. I'm going to hold my end down. I'm going to throw 12s. Where I think at the beginning, maybe it was like, oh, who's going to be the big dog all the time? And now I think they're more like understanding of, I'm going to hold my end down. You're going to hit like these crazy shots, whatever. Or, and sometimes you see they both hit crazy shots at the same time. So no bias included. I think it's Mark and Tony.
I think so too.
I think it depends on which Mark Richards we see. Like if it's like the real Mark Richards that we've seen like the last two seasons, sweet. But like he's like not looked great at times at all.
I think a lot of that came though with like I said, like it's a weird adjustment when you go from being like you're Mark Richards on a team with, obviously I love Phil Lopez, he's great, but you're Mark Richards, like you are the superstar of the team, right? And then you go to playing with Tony, who was number one last year, and it's an amazing team. They're both very good friends. You get that weird transition period, I think. And I think they've figured it out personally. But I mean, I see what you're saying. Sometimes, everybody's going to come out and have like a weird game.
No, 100%.
It's very hard to walk into a venue and know that like I'm so great and I'm doing all the amazing things.
Yeah.
And then they like everybody expects you to do that. And I feel like that's very
sometimes it can
like
crack.
Yeah,
you can crack under the expectation.
Sometimes it's too much pressure for him. And I feel like he's like kind of going through that a little bit. And then obviously playing with a new partner, like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not.
And plus you have a giant target on your back. Obviously you're going to take Mark Richards, who has been number one, and you're going to take Tony Smith, who has also been number one. You're going to put them on the same team. That target is bigger than the state of Texas. Like everybody is going to come out swinging against you. I mean, we've played them. Everybody, I guarantee, has played them in doubles, they're like, I'm going to go out and try and knock them out.
Yes.
I mean, I think the same way. Every time their name has come up on our phone, I'm like, this is the time we're beating them. Right here, right now.
We could have.
I know.
No, it is. It's impressive that like when a team does live up to expectations, right? Because like you said, you put two former number ones together, and everyone just expects them to go and win every fucking event. Yeah. But people forget that you guys are all really good players now. You know what I mean? Like every year, every time I talk to a pro, they're like, "Oh, every year it's just it's harder than it was the year before." Yeah, exactly. Go look at the ACL rankings right now and look at the top 50 names. Like it's stacked, like absolutely stacked with names. And so it always has led to this question where overall, like if we're trying to get to a point, because like, listen, sponsorship money is harder to come by every single year, right? It's not like it was in 2020, right? When we were booming. It is. No, 100%. And there's a million different factors. I'm not trying to get like into the, like that's political discussion and stuff like that. But just in terms of like, as being a pro and you guys obtaining enough money where you can be like a full-time pro player, right? And whether or not you want that, but there are definitely individuals that would love to do that. I think right now, my personal opinion is that the pro field, if we want to go that route, is too big. It's not sustainable. And I'm interested to hear where you guys are at, because like obviously like in terms of ranking right now, polar opposites, right? And do you feel like right now the pro field where it's at like 250 something, right? 256 or something. Yeah. If we like, what if it was to 100? Like, but the guarantee would be if it was cut to 100 that all 100 players got to play full time. Do you think that would be beneficial for the overall growth of the game?
Maybe, but I feel like I don't like it. Like it's number one, it wouldn't work out for brackets. It would have to be.
Yeah, well, whatever the number would be. Yeah.
It'd be like 120.
128.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be my favorite thing.
Okay.
But because this is why I don't like it. I think that the perfect example is from 1 to 250. Any single one of those people can come out and have a day, and you won't see as many of those like wild upsets that people live for. They're like, oh my God, like this person came out and they made TV and nobody was expecting it. And I think that's good, not only just for, it's an underdog story and everybody loves to root for them.
But that's what they have the pro shootout for though, right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for the betting lines. You've got the people who are like
okay, so outside of Justin Burton Jr., national number one, who has been like that name that's come out of nowhere that's made like a final and actually won anything? Like nobody. There hasn't been anybody.
I think the only people that have gotten close, I mean, they weren't
maybe Alan Rawls last year.
Let's have the conversation. Justin Rule is like been doing work this season.
I don't think he came out of nowhere, but yeah.
He didn't come out of nowhere, but like he's been doing work this season.
He hasn't made a final yet, but he's going to crack eventually.
Yeah.
But I think the only person that's gotten close, they didn't win, but they got close multiple times, was probably the Joe Nisa, Jeremy Schermerhorn team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where they cracked in multiple times, same year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're a great team. I wish for everything that they were still playing together. But
me too.
That I think was great for the league, because it was like first time nobody's expecting that. You're expecting, you're expecting the Mark Richards, the Phil Lopez, that. You're not expecting Joe and Jeremy to come out and just start slaughtering people. Even though they are an amazing team, it's like everybody's amazing, and obviously. So I don't know if I would love it. I think it would depend on how they format it. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, if you cut it to 100, there's going to be a lot. What's the women's division look like? Is it how many spots do we have? Where that is like, right now we're at 32, I think, which is a really good number.
But that it's not even about like spots that women have, right? Like. That's not it. Like we want to win our own way in.
Yeah.
So if there's 100, and there's
100 spots,
great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not even mad about it, but I don't want a whole separate women's division, and that's just my own.
I think that's what that would lead to. I think if you cut,
I agree.
the league down to 100,
I do agree.
think it would lead to we're now the NBA and the WNBA, and I do not want to do that.
No, I do not.
I think that's one of the. I do agree with you on that point because I think that's one of the things that is like endearing about the game is that you have like it's gender neutral. Like who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Can you throw a bag
insane.
really well into a hole? It doesn't matter what your sex is. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And if Cheyenne Runners or Cheyenne Poopenheim, I apologize,
Yeah,
is
I get
the
it.
only one who makes it through, like we're all cheering for her, and we want that to happen. You know what I mean? I want cornhole to be a gender neutral sport. That's what I want.
I think honestly, if we cut it to 100, I wouldn't hate it. It wouldn't be my favorite thing. I don't really think that even if we cut it to 100, it would be like everybody can do it full time. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's not like, you know, you're chasing your own sponsors. So even if you're in the top 100, it doesn't mean that you could, and there's only 100, doesn't mean that you could go out and chase those sponsors yourself. And that's, at the end of the day, it's marketability, and you could be number 250 and make more money than people in the top 100 because you're better at marketing yourself.
And there are people out there that are making way more money than pros are.
I would argue that the majority of the ones that are making more money in sponsorship right now are not the top ranked ones. Like, I mean, they're not.
No, they're not.
Okay, can I ask you while it's just fresh on my head? It kind of fits into this. I'm not trying to take a jab, but I don't know if you guys paid attention at all. Like all the chirping that happened by one particular ACL pro. She happens to play out of the Cleveland area, and her response to an ACO's pro on a cooking. I'm interested. What was your guys' take on Nicole's approach on putting it out publicly like that? Because here, I'll be honest, all right? This is the first time we're talking about it because we also talked about this at the beginning, but this is the first time we're getting together.
Yeah.
My take was that is something that you would say to Timmy as you're sitting there on the couch. You don't just post it up. And you can say afterwards that, like, I was just trying to get, like post, like, fire. If that's the route you want to go and by bashing people, that's fine. I prefer not to go. Like we'll have fun with people. We'll tease people, but like that was clearly you talking shit about somebody, and then you were like, "Oh, I wasn't. I was just talking shit about what she said." Like that's semantics at that point. Like if you're gonna stand by it, then stand by it and fucking and puff your chest. So I'm done talking.
We don't know who the I don't know who the.
Me either.
I don't know that I've met the young lady. If I have, I apologize.
No, I maybe we have. I don't know. If you can cook, good for you. Because I
can't cook at all. So
number
one, you're already doing something better.
You got us. You got us beat. But I have already blocked the other person, so I didn't see all of the things on Facebook because she was already a bully to me. So I blocked her a long time ago.
Okay.
So for her to come out and do all the things, not surprised.
I had a conversation with another young lady about this, another pro this weekend. I saw it all. I read it all. I personally did not appreciate it. I think that it gives us all a really bad look.
Yes.
It's one thing, like you said, to talk about it amongst yourselves. You know, I talk just as much as the next guy.
We all,
when we're sitting on the couch, I'm like, oh my God, did you see what happened over here? Like,
well, we don't.
We're all, but I'm not going to take it to Facebook and publicly bash somebody. It went from like what it could have been like a funny post.
That's my point. You could have made it so many different directions and it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
It was, I didn't appreciate it. It gives us all a bad look. It gives the women a bad look. It makes us look even cattier than, the women's division can be very catty and it can be very just cutthroat. And you see a lot of us just like, people like, they don't talk to each other. Like nobody likes each other. We do really like each other. But when you act like that, I mean, I have no reason to want to speak to you because I don't want to be treated that way. I don't want to see other people being treated that way.
No.
So I don't condone that at all. I think that publicly bullying people and then also, backing it up. Oh, semantics. Yeah, no. You meant what you said and you said what you meant. And also it's up to interpretation. We all know this. When you post something out there publicly online, whatever you put out there is up to interpretation.
Yeah.
So whether you meant it one way or you meant it another way.
And it was like a very popular show. Like they have producers.
Yeah.
They probably literally told her. They probably told her what to say, and they probably edited it out. She might have said 40th in the world, like ACO, and like they might have cut that part out.
At that point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
if 10%, I believe that.
I really do. We've all seen how things get edited.
Yeah, correct.
We're not dumb. I think that honestly, if you are, I'm 47 in the world right now. She said she was one of the top people in the world. I have no issue with that. personally.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody in the top 10 has an issue with that. I doubt that they do. I think if those people up there do not have an issue with it, I don't think that it should be like we're out here publicly bashing people. In general, we should not be publicly bashing people at all.
No, you should be praising this. You should be praising, because now if I'm a consumer,
cornhole on a
correct.
highly
What if I'm
syndicated
sitting on my
show?
couch and I hear about it? Like, she's a pro in corn. They have that, and they go on their phone. The first thing they search out, what pops up? American Cornhole League.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And they just organically fall into it. Like, that's great. It's great.
That got so misconstrued.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They're going to tune in thinking that they're going to see her on TV, which maybe they will.
And
maybe
even if they
won't.
don't,
Whatever.
they're still watching.
They're going to see
still
Coy
gonna
and Dool
watch it.
instead. Like, it's fine. It'll work out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't appreciate the bashing. I thought it was very.
I don't appreciate the bashing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, the one issue with the post, they used a trigger word. They said liar. If you say anyone is lying in any kind of post, like, that's just, it rubs everyone the wrong way. And like,
yeah, because at the end
as
of
soon
the
as
day,
I read it, I
people-
instantly cringed and I like watched the video and I'm like, why?
You have
It
no
didn't
idea.
matter.
Like, I know I'm going to hear about this because we play in the same regionals and stuff, but like, it's a point. It was a bit like, listen, if you have a cornhole podcast, there's not a whole lot of content all the time. So this was like something that actually happened that was like, holy crap. Like, this is starting a shitstorm.
I remember it got like sent to me and I was at work. I was just like at work and I was like, what is this? And then I was like, I thought, because I saw it on, Addicted to Cornhole, and I was like, what even brought this up? Like, why did, and then I went and looked for it and I was like,
it's
oh,
good
okay.
cornhole exposure. That's it. Like, that's the way that I want to look at it.
At the end of the day, all publicity is good publicity.
Yes.
That's
my point.
I don't think we should go out and publicly bash people. I think that's a little uncouth.
I
Fair enough.
don't love it. But again, that's why I didn't see it on Facebook.
Sorry, that was just a little off topic.
I mean, you're chomping at the bit to ask that question.
I kind of forgot about it, and then we start talking. I'm like, oh shit!
light bulb.
Like, I gotta
It
say
is a really good
right
question,
now.
though. I think a lot of people fell to one side, obviously, because it was really hard to fall to the other side. It was really hard to be like, oh, like, let's defend the person who's.
Well, then it organically in the cornhole world, it organically fell into an ACL versus an ACO thing, which is not what it was. Like, that's not. There was no mention of that. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be that. I hate that conversation. I think that's so. It's a dumb conversation in general. It's two completely separate, different leagues, and you play in one or you play in the other. I think we have the depth, absolutely, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, if you play in the ACO, you play in the ACO. Cool, like, not a big deal.
Amen.
Preach.
Loved it.
Preach.
You have a little question over there?
Actually, I have a nice tier talk.
Oh, I love. Yes,
I think this is a good one for all involved here. So,
sweet.
You're on vacation. Well, let's just go beach vacation.
Okay.
I want a tier talk
I wish.
of your favorite beverages whilst on this vacation.
Okay.
So I'll start us off just to get you guys. I'll lay
Okay.
some groundwork, give you guys the format and stuff. So I'm going to give an honorable mention, just to something fruity that we all love. But just like I want like an overly sweet margarita, like one that's like the crap mix and stuff, but like it's gonna hurt in the morning, but you might as well suck it down because you're on vacation. So I'll give that one the honorable mention. Okay. All right.
Like one of those fruit margaritas that wasn't quite made right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because there's gonna be sand in it eventually, anyways. Like, fuck it.
Like, this is homemade puree. It's like I saw you pour that from the bottle.
It said Chi-Chi's on it, asshole. Like, I saw it.
Not good.
My mother-in-law judges me every year on vacation because I buy the stuff with alcohol in it, but then I also buy tequila. So, like,
I do that all the time.
Yeah, you're just cutting it.
You have to.
Right?
Yeah,
you have to cut it with the good stuff.
You're
have
welcome.
To double down. And if it's a frozen margarita, you definitely have to double down. For sure.
For sure. Yes. Obviously. We're not
Of
savages
course,
here.
Yeah, not savages.
Yeah, come on.
Then
Double down with you. I'm not doing it, but okay.
Number 3 for me, I'm going just the classic Miller Lite.
God damn it!
Just
do you see? I have literally wrote down 2 things.
Miller Lite
Yeah,
queen?
just give me a Miller Lite on the beach. You can crush 12 of them and still make it back home, no problem. Yeah, definitely Miller Lite.
Couple
I'm
of
sorry.
high noons thrown in there. We could do that. We could do it for sure.
Yeah. What's your one?
Well, I'm still of number 2.
Oh,
and
you're
then
at
I have
number
number
two.
1.
Excuse me.
The number 2, I'm not going to stray too far away, but just give me a good like craft beer. And again, I know it sounds weird, but I need the Miller Lite to cut it like later on in the
high
day.
percentage is nice.
Yeah,
You
the
don't have
high,
to drink-
especially later on, like after dinner, if you have like a good IPA, like it's easier.
Do you want something like you want like a
it
like a
slaps you a little
juicy,
faster.
like juicy IPA,
Yeah,
like
I like
something
a
little
juicy. I mean, honestly, like just a craft. It could be a
Right.
red, like I don't know, just a good craft beer. If it's a good beer,
Are you a
I
fruit?
respect
Are you a
it.
fruit your beer guy?
In the summertime, dude, yeah. If I get
Okay.
a good shanty,
Are you guys
man,
a fruit your beer people?
Beer.
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay, I'm not either, but like I get it.
I'll touch every type of beer out there, and I'll
If
I'll
they
land
put a
on
lime
something
in my
I'll find.
Corona, I'm throwing it out.
No,
Like,
absolutely not. No fruit. No fruit.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'll take a lime in my Corona all day. And then number 1, there's nothing better than waking up after a bender the next morning and crushing a Bloody Mary. And I fucking
Yes.
love
Oh,
Bloody
yeah,
Marys.
Listen,
Right,
I'm
but-
done.
So that is my number 1. Like every day on vacation, that's how I'm starting my morning. It's coffee and Bloody Mary at the same time.
Yes.
I've never even had
Okay,
a Bloody
but-
Mary. They freak me out.
Here was my Bloody Mary mix.
It's
My
fair.
Bloody Mary mix. First of all, the Louisiana Open that we went to.
Oh my god.
This guy was the master bartender.
She had
and
like 7 Bloody Marys.
No, I
Like,
didn't.
It was a
All right, I might have had a lot.
And then she came back the
I had,
next
like,
day,
3 of them.
hungover for more.
Yes, and they were
It was fire.
fabulous.
Let's hair the
They were
dog.
fabulous. Here's my trick. Here's my trick. Not Tabasco sauce, but Frank's hot sauce.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the trick. The Tabasco is like too much. I don't love it.
I
Okay.
I
tried
love it.
Tabasco inadvertently, not
Yes.
in an alcoholic drink, and
Nope.
my mouth burned the whole day.
I see you're not a
Frank's
I
spicy.
messed with hot sauce, and
Frank's hot sauce.
I took a piece of bacon off of like a friend's plate, and I was like, "This doesn't taste right," and I ate it anyway. And then he goes, "I think that had hot sauce on it." And I was like, "Is that why my mouth is on fire?"
So
I was like,
no,
"Why is hot
so
sauce
no
on
to
your
spicy.
plate,
Okay.
you freak?"
All right, fair enough.
I don't do hot sauce. I'm
No.
a big baby when it comes to food. I like nothing spicy.
Okay.
No, the Frank's is that's it.
That
That's the
sounds
ticket.
good though. I've never had a Bloody Mary. I think I might need to try one.
Sure.
You can get them not spicy.
A bunch of stuff in it, and I don't like pickles. Doesn't like pickles?
You know what? We're best
You
friends.
could throw pickles in there.
Amen. I
mean,
hate pickles. God damn. Like
Pickles are nasty.
First of
I
all,
know. I love
especially
pickles.
if I get a sandwich and they like lay a pickle next to, get the fuck off my plate. I didn't tell you to touch my
Yeah,
sandwich with a
literally.
pickle.
Get
Get the fuck off my
away from
plate. Like, what
Like,
did you? I'm not. You can't just throw a pickle at me. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? It's my fucking food.
Near
Thank
my
you.
things.
Thank
like,
you.
no.
Great. Pickles
Thank
are
you.
great.
No, they're
Cheese,
not.
Pickles and olives, not together, but
It's
pickles
all right,
and olives.
Lori. I can clearly see that we have more refined taste between the two of us, so it's okay. It's understandable.
Right.
Yes.
Get real. Pickles are not
Gross.
refined. They're
Fucking
just gross
gross.
cucumbers.
Thank you.
I love a good cucumber. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't love a cucumber, but I'll eat it.
I will eat a cucumber.
You're the problem.
You're okay. Okay.
Fair
Oh my
enough.
God.
Fair
But
enough.
are you all right? Just a
Well,
quick
we
question
have
before we
this vibe
continue.
going on
All right, go
now.
ahead.
Are you guys going to the Canton Open?
Yeah, probably. More than likely.
Uh-oh.
Because I was going
We're
to
gonna
say,
try and win. We're trying
Lori,
to win this
I'll bring
weekend.
you a Bloody
No, but
Mary.
I still want to play pro and singles. We can't both win this weekend.
Well, I'm
So
gonna
whoever
I'm gonna
does-
bring a Bloody Mary for Lori.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you try my homemade concoction.
You guys are up there, so I
We
guess
are.
we kind of have to.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
at a sick hibachi restaurant near there. Mike took me last year,
Okay.
me and Tony, and I was a little bit tipsy, and I smacked a whole bunch of hibachi. It was so good. It was also attached to a Subway, which one would think not a great idea. Totally thought I was going to be.
That's about as
poisoning.
Ohio as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Where do you think
Are
they
you
get the
guys
cats?
also-
Pretty-
Are you
so
guys
good.
coming to the 4th National?
No.
We will not be there.
You're not going to come to the cool casino?
No,
In PA?
no. Is that 4th of July weekend?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
No, no.
yeah, that's a sacred weekend,
Yeah, I'm on my beach vacation then, so no.
and I'll be cruising at the lake house getting crushed with the family the whole time. So
Yeah,
Good for you.
we'll go to. We're popping our Spencer's cherry this year, so we're going to Spencer's this year.
Well, unpopular opinion, we both are not Spencer's fans.
Oh, okay.
yeah, you're
More.
actually some of the first ones we've ever.
Yeah, I want to
heard
hear
say
why.
She hates playing in the wind.
Okay.
So then she gets frustrated. I get frustrated.
Yeah. I
Um,
really love it. I don't
also,
love
what I didn't like was we were playing women's double. We actually started with the wrong bags too. We threw like our normal bags that we throw
Oh
all
shit.
the time.
I know
So
this-
we throw a whole game. And I look at her and I go, "Don't say anything, but we did not throw Spencer's bags. And I think we have to. And she was like, oh, we don't have any. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
That's an issue.
Because we went out there for the top 8 event. I was like, please. I was like, I will get our flights covered. I was like, please come and support me at the top 8 event. And her and her boyfriend Ron came, and it was great. And they sat in the background and cheered me on the whole time. And it was so sweet. And I loved it.
Yes.
I know.
I had no idea about Spencer's bags. No idea.
I
except
knew
for
about
bags.
it and I forgot. So that was rough. Then I go to play the top 8 event. We have to stop women's doubles. We stop the whole thing. And I go to play the top 8 event. Obviously, get second place. And then that was very hurtful. I still
I get it. I didn't bring it up.
It was so rough.
But people don't forget. Right?
No, I know. And I didn't realize either how they clipped it, how loud I was when I yelled, come on, because I thought it was going and it didn't. And I was so upset. Anyway, so we go to play top 8. We come back out. The sun is like awkwardly setting. And we're like, I can't see a damn thing. We are facing the sun. I am like, now I'm like in the mood where I'm like, I am so mad. I just lost thousands of dollars. It's fine, whatever. And a chain, by the way. Still don't have my chain.
I should have got mine.
Earning it next week.
Should have got mine.
But I can't see shit. I'm like, this is awful. And I like start throwing them off the front. I'm like, I'm miserable. We need to leave. I'm so mad.
What about the atmosphere? The atmosphere good?
I love
the vibe is great.
The vibe is great.
Okay.
It's a very Cali vibe, and we had never been to California.
Okay.
So, well, I had the year before, but I had never really like played in California. And I was like, let's just go. We're not going to play Spencer's. We got roped in. We played literally everything at Spencer's.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? I really just kind of want to chill.
It was so much fun, but like, it's not.
It's a long weekend. It's also hot as hell.
Yeah, it's real hot.
And the wind is no joke.
Yes.
So if you're not good in the wind, don't go, but don't play.
Don't go.
We are going. Yeah, that's our strategy. We're not playing.
We're not playing. We're just going to get content. We're gonna go document everyone else's struggles.
I would rather go and not play.
Yeah, that's our plan.
Everybody else, yes.
Well, it's too hard to play in a tournament like that and then try to get content too. Like you have to make like the choice. Like what do you have to do one or the other. Like if and I don't want to just go like live for a game. Like no one wants to fucking watch us play.
Yeah,
You know
we'll
what I mean?
always
Like-
be able to grab a game or two like randomly on sideboards or something. But
it's just there's so many boards. You're running all over the damn place. It's so cool. Like I'm not gonna make it like sound bad because it is so cool. I had so much fun. But I did not enjoy playing because I was just like, there's
so
people
much fun.
everywhere. It's
I get that.
I'm anxious.
No,
No, thank you.
I get that.
But it's like a whole like car show. So like I want to
the
go
car
out and
show
like,
was sick.
look at the cars and like do all the things. And I don't want
And it's right
I
next
don't
to
want
the
to throw
ocean.
bags. I don't. It
Yeah.
really is.
The
You don't wanna throw
experience is great. I personally just
Yes.
don't want to go and throw bags. I just want to go have fun. So
That's
we
it.
might go and just not play.
That's
and hang
what
out.
that's what we're doing.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got to continue this tier talk. We got off topic.
Do you want me to go?
I want you to go.
All right.
I'm interested.
All right, so my honorable mention, just because like if you're sitting on the beach all day, you're in the sun, just to cut it every once in a while, just so you don't die, just throw it in the water, just as like ice cold water that's been sitting in a cooler for a minute.
I didn't know we could go non-alcoholic. My list is better now.
So that's the only one. Miller Lite. I'm going to go 3 at Miller Lite just because it obviously belongs.
I cannot. I'm just so disgusted right now that you said water for an honorable mention, Sean. The ocean's right there. There's plenty of water around.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Drink the ocean.
You're correct. Yeah. Come on.
hey, the real ones can filter it out. They're fine.
Another delightful treat that I enjoy when it's hot as fuck out, either on the golf course or on the beach, Twisted Tea all day.
No.
Not the tweed. Not the tweed.
No.
And then my number one every single year is I want margarita. Every single time. That's the first stop I do. I unload the car. My brother-in-law gets in the car. We drive straight to the liquor store. I'm getting a nice bottle of tequila. I'm getting whatever shitty margarita mix you want. And I'm just getting like them just kicking it off. Every year, like everyone's like, you get there and the vibes are high.
Yeah.
Everyone's excited. But they always forget what happened the year before. Like everyone, like my wife's family does not drink a lot, but like when they want to like get loose a little bit, so I'll make them their drinks. So I know like vibes are going to be good. So I maybe just mix it up a little strong. And then the next day, everyone's fucking miserable. I'm like, it's every year. And I'm like skipping around. I'm like, oh, you guys are all fucked up? Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and you always make the first one strong.
Oh,
'cause
for
then
sure.
All the decisions are bad right from the get.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
You don't want to make the first one weak and then the next, all the rest are strong. They're like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
Wait a
Nope.
minute.
Nope.
Yeah,
Right
you just
into
slap
it.
them in the
I want
face
them
and they
not
don't
to
know what
expect-
happened.
I want them to think everything's normal.
We want them to go to bed at 9. You know what I mean? Like, so let's go. Let's go.
Go to
Here
bed
we
at night
go.
with a nice buzz.
Here we go. Yes. Hell yeah. All right. I'm interested. What are you? Let me hear your guys' lists.
You want to go?
No, you
What's
go.
okay? My honorable mention. Oh, it's a Capri Sun for sure.
Okay.
I'm a Capri Sun girly.
What's your go-to
I know
flavor?
that's not alcoholic, but you could mix it with alcohol.
You can't. What's your flavor?
Good.
I like is it like the Mountain Splash or something? I don't know. I like all of them.
Okay.
The strawberry kiwi one's also fire.
Whatever happened
the
to the
Pacific
big
Cooler.
pouch?
Oh, I don't know. Actually,
Right when I was
know.
growing up, they had the Capri Sun big pouch, and it was actually like more than one sip.
Yeah.
Loved it. They got rid
They
of
had the
them.
clear back.
Yeah, clear
Remember that,
back
yeah.
and everything, man.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
What the
Yes,
hell
it
is
is.
that?
Yes,
What
it
the-
is.
I
Yes, it
missed.
is.
Yes, you missed out on it.
You
That's
don't know.
so.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Bring it
Why
back.
Capri Sun?
I think that was pre Super Size Me.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, you know what I mean?
Like, oh, man, we
You're
got
telling me
rated
about
in here.
That guy died. That guy died, by the way.
He
Yeah.
did, yeah, recently.
What?
R.I.P.
Throw that out
Guy
there.
died?
I'm confused. What's going
You
on?
don't know.
I don't think I was born
John
yet.
Generation gap.
There is just a bit of a gap.
Okay, all
That's
right. I'm just for Miranda. How old are you?
24.
Okay, Lori, how old are you?
Yeah.
That hurts so much right there. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. That laugh got me. It was good. I'll be 40.
Okay, all right. So, all right, you're in my wheelhouse. So I'm going to be turning 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're good. Yeah. I get it.
Baby.
I know. That's like, holy shit. Rocking the cradle here.
I turn 35 next week.
You do
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks.
2
yes.
weeks,
2
yeah.
weeks.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Morgan Bueller, or whatever is his name. Yeah, he died.
So crazy.
Why do you?
Because I saw it on.
Hey, it popped up on my feed
She
too.
was an educator. Okay, that's what
Yeah.
she did.
I know all the things.
Just got to stay informed.
All right, so we have Capri Sun. What else is on your list?
Number 3.
Yes.
I feel like I'm like, oh no, Fireball. I know what my list is.
Oh,
There it
Fireball,
is.
absolutely.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
There is
good
nothing
one.
better than when you're a little nervous or you're not feeling it. You're like,
Yeah.
Fireball shooter.
I'm not
And
that
on the
Fireball
beach,
shooter.
nothing beats it.
it's a really good one.
Nothing beats it. It's refreshing.
It can be.
Not many people think so.
Do you
but
like?
it's
Do you like it chilled?
I'll take it anyway. You'll get it.
Ooh,
Anyway,
okay.
Oh,
y'all.
all right. We're clipping that.
Thank you for our content for the week.
Doesn't matter to me. Big bottle, small bottle, doesn't matter. Ooh, you got hit it. Honorable mention. Have you even thought of a list?
Yes, I have. I've got my whole list.
Oh Jesus Christ! Did I go through my whole list?
Yeah.
Go through it.
Number 2. A margarita for sure.
Okay.
She
all right.
called me one margarita Miranda on TV, and I think everybody got concerned.
Yes.
It's a song. Thank you.
Yes.
It's a very funny song,
It's a great song.
and I'd rather be the number 1 margarita than
Yes.
the number 5 margarita.
Yes,
it's,
correct.
It's funny.
Yeah,
Nobody
no, I
liked
love a
it.
good margarita. Like when we go to happy hour, which I love happy hour.
Dude, right?
There's nothing better than being in bed at 9 p.m. with a nice buzz.
Yeah, it's like the more responsible like day drinking.
She taught me
That's
so well. I don't want to go out
No.
and party
Till 2:00 in the morning.
till
no,
2
we're
in
not
the morning.
doing that.
I want to be in bed. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like I want to be in bed with a little movie.
Because we can
And
be
a
fucked
bud.
up and efficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Amen.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's how I live my life.
People my age don't have it figured out yet, but
Yep.
I feel advanced.
Yep.
But on a beach, nothing better than margarita. Ooh. No rim either. I don't.
I'm
do
with
none
you.
of that, man.
Yeah, I don't need this.
I like a
extra
nice
salt.
tahini rim. Give me a little spice, but you guys don't know what spice is, so that's okay.
She would like a spicy margarita, but
No.
she would have to be like way deep, like really
Yeah.
drunk to
I
have a
wanna
spicy
drink
margarita.
I don't like tequila.
We have a great
No.
place here in town in
Oh.
Delray.
You just haven't had the right tequila
That's
then.
margarita.
Absolutely not.
You haven't had the right one. That's what it is.
I don't know. I haven't figured out.
There
what
was
it is
nothing wrong with me. I had tequila one time and it was bad and it was not a great life choice and I don't ever want
yet.
to.
You also
again.
don't like Southern Comfort, which is also an issue.
Yes.
Oh, so a good
That's
SoCo
good.
and lime.
Yummy.
Oh man.
Not.
Oh,
not
just
great.
I've
I
never
could
had
taste
Southern
that come
Comfort,
up
but
from college.
Right, dude.
SoCo was just yeah.
SoCo is one of those drinks. Like I have a distinct memory of a night where that's all we drank.
Oh yeah.
It was
I never drank it after 22 years old. Like, no.
There was this
not.
stuff we drank at the ACL New Year's Eve party. Oh my God, tequila rose. I will never drink that ever again. It's nasty.
Never again.
It looked like milk, and I was like, "This is not tequila."
Nope.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
No.
Nope.
That's a no for me.
No.
Ooh, number one, easy.
Tequila's not.
High noon.
High noon.
Pineapple.
Ooh. Okay. So your
Pineapple
vodka
all day.
Okay.
Yes.
Vodka.
Pineapple. I'll
Not
go
a
peach.
sponsor.
I'll go
Yeah.
peach if they don't have pineapple.
I must.
But I love. Miss Peaches.
Miss
Oh,
Peaches.
oh God.
Only because of Miss Peaches.
No, I love the pineapple. I will rip through as many of those as you will let me. I will get home and I will get one out of the fridge, even if I'm drunk.
Oh yeah.
We're home and there's pineapple high noon, and I know it. Mostly because there's an endorsement on Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach, which is like where we live, and it's everywhere has them. So I'm like, why would I like try and mix it up and drink whatever? I'm like, I could always get a pineapple high noon at every bar. She's upstairs. She's sleeping.
My top three.
You gotta go honorable mention first, dog. Don't mess up the flow.
Honorable mention, Fireball.
That's your honorable mention?
Yes.
Oh man.
Like Fireball's
Shots
great,
fired.
and it's good. And
I'm
everything.
concerned for the rest of this list.
My third place. Starbucks strawberry refreshers.
You're going refresher in your top
Refresher.
three.
My refresher is.
She makes her own at
Jane.
home.
I do.
Oh, God.
She's so addicted. She makes her own strawberry refreshers.
I do. Second place, Miller Lite. Always.
Bingo.
Always Miller Lite. First one.
You were a big Miller Lite girly before I met you,
was.
and you don't drink it as much now. But if they don't have anything else, she's like Miller Lite for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like her backup.
It soothes your soul.
Yeah.
If you're a Miller Lite drinker, you can always go back.
Correct.
That's true.
Pineapple High Noon. Pineapple High Noons for sure.
Great minds think alike.
Last place, absolutely
I
High
know.
Noon White Claws because they're
High noon
You
White
can't-
Claws. That's not a thing.
no White Claw, Black Cherry White Claws. Black Cherry White Claws.
See, when we first met, I told her she was addicted to she loved Black Cherry White Claws.
Did it?
I hated White Claw when we first met. Like I was so anti White Claw
They're
because I said it tasted like TV static.
disgusting.
So then
And you're right.
she goes, oh, well, obviously she's drinking them all the time. So then I start drinking them. I'm like, all right, I'm good. They're growing to me. I still don't like the black cherry, but like I'll drink the raspberry, the blackberry, whatever. Somehow, some
Oh my
way,
God.
I don't know if her taste buds changed or she woke up.
They're so gross. I can't
Now they
even-
taste
I
like
can't
TV
even
static.
smell
And I
them.
think it's because they're not as smooth as a high noon.
No, I can't even smell them anymore. Like they're awful.
Brought to you
Yeah,
by.
I don't know what happened to her, but she was like full blown, like, I never want one ever again.
No,
And I was like,
it
okay.
when we were in.
There's one sitting in the fridge.
We were in
Nor-
Texas.
For a month. Normally wouldn't last that long.
We were in Texas when that was the last one that I had.
Oh, yeah. We were watching. Who did we go see?
Tracy Lawrence.
Tracy Lawrence. I always think it's Tracy.
And who was the other guy?
Randy Travis.
Randy
Randy
Travis
Travis came out. That was
Okay.
iconic.
Yeah,
We went during a shootout. That was a shootout you won.
it was the shootout.
She won the shootout. We were like, we're going to see Tracy Lawrence.
And I'm not going to tell you there were two other young gentlemen there that were underage, but they were also there with fake ID.
They weren't there for very long.
No, they were not.
I don't know how they got into Billy Bob's Texas, but they got in.
But they did.
And they're in full blown button up to their throat flannels that they say that they bought at Walmart. in like shorts
Keeping it classy.
and boots. And it was an iconic outfit.
It was great.
There was one shot that was ordered before they got food.
Hey, listen, they can say they got the one.
Hey, they got the one shot.
They got the one.
They got the one shot at
They
it.
were too young to be.
I got
that
one free shot. It was great.
There you go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I did not. I did not.
Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us. This has been a long time coming. I thought the timing was perfect. You guys are hopping on the broadcast here coming up. I think we're pulling for you guys. I think it'd be really awesome. You guys have been polarizing. You know what I mean? I think you guys do a really good job of marketing yourselves. You know what I mean? Even when you guys are not like performing, you know, like making broadcasts and stuff, like you're still relevant. Like the names are still there, which is, I think it's really a hard thing to do. So I think it's a testament of like the work you guys put in, you know, when you're not in the bright lights. So appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So pull out a win on Friday and then pull out another women's doubles win at Worlds would be nice.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
You guys can come back on and just like just talk a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
But they're so nice. Okay, they're
So
so
nice. We don't do that either.
nice, so nice,
I
guys.
should be in the cabin. We're so nice.
But yeah, that's good. But we're so nice. No,
All right.
thank you guys so much.
Anytime.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
So we'll have you
Love it.
guys hang on. We'll let the folks go at home. But folks at home, don't forget the Big Asp Open registration is open. Go to harddragpush.com. You'll see the page called the Big Asp Open. Drop your registration. Email will come to follow about payment detail and all that stuff. If you're looking for Big Asp merch, if you go to jamapparel.com, you can find all of our merch there. We just dropped 5 new polos for
Yeah,
the
we
Big
did.
Asp Open.
Gorgeous.
And if you want it for like 4th of July, order it soon. But yeah, so thanks for joining us. And we'll be back next week with more audio gold. So as always, we hope you throw it straight. That's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.